with his new girlfriend.
We're bottom of that story quick.
According to the probable cause arrest affidavit from the sheriff's office, the current couple discovered the tampons, quote, stained red, as if they were possibly used, according to deputies, in their yard the morning of September 30th. Reviewing surveillance footage from the previous night, couple observed dark-colored pickup truck slowly driving past the house. Video allegedly showed a woman hopping out from the back of the truck, waiting for the traffic to clear, then throwing the items into the yard.
I got a feeling she'll be more remorseful next week.
You seem in a better mood now.
She's
Your hair's all one color.
Well,
your facial expression's different.
She basically did her hair like Mac Jones' suit.
She did, yes.
Now,
if she had just chose a chocolate bar instead of violence.
Both victims quickly identified Franz as their likely culprit, stating she had been demonstrating her displeasure for their relationship through social media posts and negative comments to mutual friends since the breakup. Now, investigators noted that Franz owns a pickup truck matching the one in the video. License plate readers confirmed her vehicle was in the area at the time of the incident. When confronted by investigators, Franz initially denied knowing her boyfriend's address. However, according to the affidavit, she eventually changed her account, admitting to the act but claiming it was not her idea. What a sellout.
Oh, yeah.
She alleged that her mother and aunt, who were visiting from out of state, were involved in hatching the plan.
Wow. Rolled them right under the
Hello,
bus.
bus, yeah. Franz claimed that the trio bought a large quantity of tampons, painted them red to simulate usage before driving to her ex-boyfriend's residence and scattering them.
This is next level.
By the way,
crazy.
she has been put on paid administrative leave from her job as Orange County Fire Rescue.
Next level right here.
Is there a chance at any point she looked at somebody in the front seat and said, stay in the truck?
I got this.
Are tampons expensive? I would assume they are.
I haven't bought them plants. I don't know.
I'm just saying wasting 100 like that.
I mean, that's a lot.
Man was tased several times by police and detained after he threw a pineapple at them and then grabbed a rope whip, which he refused to drop.
I thought this was a totally different party. My bad.
Those have gone together before, haven't they?
State police said they were called to a home about 9:48 a.m. on September 25th for a dispute between neighbors en route to the location. Police say they were informed that one of the participants in the dispute, Alexander Moyer, right there, 26 years old, had an active warrant. As they arrived at the scene, police say Moyer was yelling at troopers, threw a pineapple in their direction. If you're going to get hit by a fruit, probably the worst one to be hit by, right?
Yeah. He's got a pineapple and a whip. He's on his way to a party, and his screen name is Indiana Moans.
When police got...
Gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Live show now. We'll get to upset alerts, which you should be banking money on this show. Outright winners all year long from at least one of us. Problem is you got to find out which one it is. We'll get to that coming up at 10:30, about halfway through hour number 2. That's after Clay Travis gives us the Paul Feinbaum public relations update with ESPN. That starts hour number 2.
This is so planted, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I wonder who the source was.
Yeah. Hey, Cash those checks, man. He's been doing it a long time, man.
Yeah.
And we benefited from one of them.
There is no doubt.
Yeah. So we said,
Thank you, Paul.
hey, let us hook our wagon to that train one time. See if that helps us one time. And it did.
Yes.
We'll get to all that coming up, baseball and all the college football on the field. I want to go last thing we saw last night, which was Monday Night Football first. And then I want to talk about a couple of coaching situations in college football. Then we'll get to the games on the field, including Alabama's huge game on the road at Missouri and Auburn in a huge game hosting Georgia. But first, last night, maybe the oddest game-winning touchdown in NFL history.
Maybe football history.
When you see a quarterback, a grown man, stumble backwards, fall down, almost fall down again as he gets up, and then goes from 0 to 0.5 as he stumbles towards the end zone, finds the end zone, and young Trevor Lawrence, 26 years old, feels like he's been playing in the NFL for 2 decades, brings the Jaguars to a win over the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know what's crazy is Kansas City 11-0 in one-possession games last year, 0-3 this year in 2025. You knew it couldn't continue, and that's one of the reasons I thought they would take a step backwards. Now, they've been really, really close, and I do think that this version in Week 5 is better than the version we saw in Week 1. But the amazing thing, and back to the play in a second, is your 2 leading rushers were your quarterbacks, and Pat Mahomes for the Chiefs and Trevor Lawrence for the Jags. But that play, you know, he's always been an athletic guy, and it's a little misleading because he's 6'6", 220 pounds. But for him to be able to fall down, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's all over social media. Chris Jones just standing there, one of the best defensive tackles in all of football.
Didn't touch him?
No, he didn't move. Like, once he fell down, he just stands there and doesn't do anything.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't touch him. If he touches him, he's down.
No, but I'm saying, like, he's behind the line of scrimmage. Like, he just gave up on the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like...
Yeah.
Are you sure, or did his helmet disappear in the video you're watching?
No, I am.
This is a real one.
Yeah, I am positive 100%. And by the way, the AI that's out there now with the cats
here it is.
protecting, you can't see that angle.
Okay,
Chris Jones
good,
back
yeah.
on the goal line.
Yeah.
The cat's protecting the babies from bears? Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic with our AI at least, right?
I saw Martin Luther King talking about Jackson Arnold getting rid of the ball. It was on I texted Forrester. I said, I did nothing. I did not search anything yesterday when I left the show.
Oh, that's all I'm getting to AI.
Because of us playing and us talking about the algorithm of Johnny Manziel jumping in the stands, my feed was Martin Luther King Jr.
Talking about Jackson Arnold.
Yeah, and I guess it was in trash too with Michael. Yeah, with Michael Jackson. No, but there's one with Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream of.
Yeah, so
Auburn will have a winning season under Hugh Freeze.
No, I have a dream of Jackson Arnold getting rid of the ball.
I didn't click on it, but I could see it as it was one of my the highlights or something, you know, on Facebook, one of the recommended reels.
Well, I think it's the one I sent to you, and I said we can't use this, obviously, but
Yeah, you sent it to me, but then it was also on my personal, recommended reels.
And I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, this is so disrespectful, to one great American. But then, all of a sudden, there's like Henry Clay, old Henry Clay, talking about how bad Mark Stoops is at Kentucky. I know all of you still love old Henry Clay. We can't, but it's time to stop loving old Mark Stoops. I mean, it's Henry
hilarious.
Clay talking. It is insane.
I think my favorite was the Georgia fan JFK from yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
the
Who's
dog.
got dog?
Yeah, disrespectful.
So when you guys see the play that with Chris Jones, it is.
I'm still waiting for the
it might
angle.
just be one of those. He was so stunned because when a quarterback goes down, they usually don't even regroup at that situation. But you saw all the time he had to get up, regroup, and get in the end zone.
I was thinking the same thing Trevor Lawrence was thinking, because he said after the game, I'm initially thinking, get up and throw it out of bounds. And that's exactly what I'm thinking is, you got to get up off the ground and throw this out of bounds. I mean, there was
He thought about it. You saw the initial.
Yeah.
Here's Chris Jones on the 4. That's Scott pulling that.
Oh, okay.
No, but Chris Jones on number 2, Chris Jones just got to the sideline, looked at the play again on the iPad, and showed everybody that he was just standing around and he threw the iPad.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably just in shock. I mean, he's one of the best defensive tackles. It did look weird, the lack of effort. Yeah. That was a crazy game, and I thought the calls – I did have the Jags plus 3.5. I thought they went against the Jags early. Like the touchdown when it was ruled a fumble, that was so close. I think if it would have been ruled a touchdown, I think maybe the tip of the ball touched
on
it.
Trevor Lawrence doing this?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a touchdown.
It was really close.
Really
close. And then the pick play. I know you'll go back to Hunter Renfrow and Clemson.
Yeah, of course it involves Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, and Pat Mahomes runs out, and the officials decide to make the call right there on the field. Let's overturn this. It wasn't a pick. I thought it was a pick. I don't know about you guys.
The pick six was the game changer.
Oh, yeah.
99-yard pick six on Patrick Mahomes. You don't see those every day.
No.
Yeah, and that guy made it to the end zone, which I didn't think he was going to make. And let's give a little credit to Travis Hunter.
That catch,
he's
the
a
44-yarder.
And it was a spark, I think, that helped the Jaguars win the game.
That's one of those catches you expect a guy like Justin Jefferson to make.
That's right.
You expect, Marvin Harrison Jr. You don't expect, as good as Travis Hunter is, the body control in double coverage to be able to pull down that 44-yarder. But I agree. I mean, obviously the pick six was a momentum changer, but that was a spark for the offense, and they really needed it at that particular point.
And he had to come off the field for some time. I think it ended up being cramps, if I'm not mistaken. And I do wonder, I know he's a Florida native, but playing both ways in the humidity of Florida, that's going to be really difficult.
Okay, so real quick, you guys watch, though, on this play, because you'll see Chris Jones. I think they'll probably point it out here when he does score the touchdown.
Yeah.
But what a game for Jacksonville. I still think Indianapolis, through 5 weeks, is the best team in the South. But the Jaguars are playing like a playoff team right now.
4-1 for the first time since 2007 for the Jaguars.
That was an incredible throw to Brian Thomas on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is looking like
we're watching the highlights. If you haven't noticed yet, we're watching the highlights.
Well, I'm waiting on this Chris Jones play. I'm waiting to see Chris Jones standing around.
Nice bailout on the 3rd and 13 in the end zone, by the way. The
pass interference on the Chiefs. Chiefs not getting calls.
I know. How about that?
Chiefs not getting calls done away.
I think they had to call that one, though.
That's clear pass interference.
Had to call that.
There was a couple of them. Are we waiting?
Yeah, no, it's first down right now. Here it is.
There we go.
First and goal. This is the play that everybody's seen by now. See Chris Jones just stand there, 95.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. You don't see that.
Half effort.
Yeah.
No effort.
Get you beat every time.
Yep.
What a game, though. What a game.
Heck of a game.
That's almost undescribable. Bray Hubbard says, hold my beer here.
And I do not like Liam Cohen.
You don't?
No, there are two coaches in the state of Florida I've really started to
Liam Cohen and who?
Mario Cristobal.
Oh, you don't like Mario
Cristobal is impossible.
Yeah, well, he's got a really good football team, and he's winning games. So there you go. There's the NFL Last Night Show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them, LancesLock.com, Hempill. Tell us about Hempill.
Another winning night for us. We have taken our NFL record to 18-7. 18-7 to wrap up 5 weeks. Pretty great roll we're on right now. Jump on board, win with us. More divisional action in Major League Baseball up and available today, including a free play at LancesLock.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hempill Services. Had an opportunity to talk to these guys this morning on the way in. 205-229-2090. Whether you experience the plumbing, heating, or cooling issues, your home or business about to cool down, you need to make sure the heat is ready to roll. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
And you can play all the games we will talk about today at mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag. Point spread check for both Alabama and Auburn. The Crimson Tide and Auburn open in a 4-point game. Now, Alabama was favored 4, and Auburn was a 4-point underdog. Both those point spreads have dropped a little bit, down to 3 and 3.5. You can play those right there at mybookie.ag. Code next round when you sign up at mybookie.ag. And let me tell you what that is going to get you, code next round at mybookie.ag. That is going to get you that bet back bonus, up to $500 bet back bonus guarantee. Basically, the way that works, you make your first pick, you lose. They put it right back into your account. Up to $500. That is when you use code NEXTROUND at mybookie.ag. Code NEXTROUND at mybookie.ag. Coming up later in the show, I've got that casino bonus for you now. I'll tell you the casino bonus. You guys love that casino bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. mybookie.ag. Code NEXTROUND.
Chances are good that'll be in the final hour of the show, so stay with us somewhere around 11 o'clock. Before we get to some disgruntled coaches, or coaches on hot seats, or coaches who everyone's combing through their contracts, I do want to point out that Baylor, Auburn, big news yesterday, moving to Atlanta. I've done a little bit more educating myself on this. $5 million NIL for the players, potentially.
Okay. That
is outside of Auburn being compensated for playing in the game as a school, and Auburn getting 20,645 tickets for them to sell, too, which is they get money from that as well. Baylor only gets $3,000. It's an Auburn home game. They'll still be the home game, so they can host recruits in the Atlanta area. That's pretty big, close to the campus.
Absolutely.
They will control the game day ops, the lower bowl. They'll control that, and the game day ops. It'll be like an Auburn home game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's a new way of getting teams to commit to these neutral site games, much like the Players Era basketball tournament in Vegas is what it's being compared to. So the $5 million going into the potential for the Auburn NIL doesn't it doesn't count against the rev share that's out there. So this is just new NIL money that's available to Auburn from this one game, and they're getting money. This is a deal that you throw in the $5 million NIL and what Auburn can make off of this. This is going to be about a $10 million plus game for Auburn.
Yeah, I get it. Like, who's paying for it? Title sponsor, City of Atlanta check.
Aflac is the title sponsor, and
how cool would it be though if you really had the $5 million goes to the winning team?
Oh yeah,
yeah, $5 million or nothing.
Yeah,
and you try to get an evenly matched game.
That's the way the Players Era works.
Yeah,
right.
You get a certain amount, but you get more.
But you get more if your team wins. Yeah. I mean, that would be interesting. You'd be literally playing for food.
You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't give up your home game if you're Auburn for that.
Correct.
And this comes on a year where we're going to 9 SEC games in the Southeastern Conference, and Auburn doesn't have that home ticket package of Alabama, Georgia, which they have this year. So their season ticket loses one of their marquee games next year.
Well, it does. And I don't like that. That's the part of this I don't like. But quickly, just to tell you what Auburn has on their home schedule next year. If you're buying Auburn season tickets, you will get this. Southern Miss. You do have a marquee game with Jacksonville State. Arkansas, Florida, LSU, Vandy in conference. Florida and LSU, that's a good ticket. But Vandy, Arkansas, Southern Miss, Jack State, that's just not going to – that's a tough one.
That is why and Auburn would probably have to be the one that bites the bullet on it. I believe they should have bit the bullet and said, hey, we'll do 2 games in Athens or 2 games in Tuscaloosa to get back right in this, because it doesn't hurt Georgia or Alabama season ticket package. Theirs is divided out well when they have to go to Auburn. Auburn not having Georgia-Alabama split continues to make their off-year season ticket package look a little less than.
Yeah, it would be easier to swallow this. What you're saying is if I either got the Deep South Oldest Rivalry or the Iron Bowl as part of my season ticket.
That's right.
No. I mean, I would agree completely with you on that.
But every other year, it's fantastic because you get them both.
Yeah,
this year.
Like this year. Unfortunately, you're not a very good team this year, so it makes it a little bit tougher.
I mean, you guys flush the baby with the bathwater so quick.
You're not going to give it up.
I'm just saying.
No,
what have you seen
I think there's a great chance they win this weekend.
Okay,
but they're still going to be 6-6.
Okay.
What do you?
I mean, we know what you've done at this point. We know what you've tried to do at this point.
The teams they've lost to is what is it? Number 5 and number 6 on the road.
Yeah, one of which they had like 100 yards total offense. I don't know what you've seen from this. You and I have watched totally different. We've done this all year. We have watched totally different Auburn games all year. I get one Auburn game, you get another one. I don't know
their offense has sucked at times against.
It sucked all the time.
Pretty good defenses on the road. Didn't suck against Baylor, who's a pretty good team.
Yeah, who's got no defense. Okay. Everybody has scored on Baylor. Okay. Everybody. They don't play anybody that doesn't score on them.
So they did what they were supposed to do in that one, and then they run into
a terrible defensive performance by Dave Aranda.
Mississippi State, pretty good offense. What did they do at Texas A&M this past
Mississippi
week?
State?
Yeah. Put up what they put, 24 on Tennessee?
I mean, again, a lot of people who score on Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
If they beat Georgia this weekend, where are we?
6-6.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think they're going to beat Georgia, but if they do beat Georgia, I'll change my tune.
You were dying to be right on this.
No,
thing, and you're not going to be right.
No, I just leave the door open for the possibility that games still to be played.
Yeah, but can't you look at something through a really good sample size, which is a full month, and know this offense is no good?
No, I don't want to be horribly wrong and have to come back. You guys have no problem if it ends up being Auburn is 9-3 at the end of the year.
I don't mind being wrong.
Your 6-6 comment means nothing to you
right.
here. It bothers me if I say, they're going to be 6-6, and then they end up being 9-3.
Because I don't think anybody can look at this team right now and say, that looks like a 9-3 team.
So you think this team could be 9-3?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
But they could be 8-4. They could be 10-2. That's why they played the games.
Yeah.
The show being brought to you by a couple of great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Great folks here that can help you with your health. And guys, I'm telling you, early detection literally saves your life. 16 great locations for over 70 years. Urology Centers of Alabama has been helping you stay on top of your health. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. Prostate health, the kidney stones, everything in between, vasectomies, that you name it, they take care of you with the best urologists in town. 205-930-0920 to make an appointment, urologycentersalabama.com. And our friends at NASCAR Talladega Super Speedway will be out there a little bit next week to get you ready for the big races.
That's right. It is coming up. The weekend starts 1 week from Friday. The 17th, 18th, and 19th is when you can catch the Yellowwood 500 weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, and you can reserve your spot now, 877-GO-TO-DEGA, or TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. Get your spot in the grandstands, get your spot in the infield, get your spot in the camping area by going to TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Don't forget the Whiskey Myers concert on Saturday night. Don't forget the Garage Experience presented by Cool Ray. It is all part of your ticket package there at Talladega Super Speedway. 877-GO-TO-DEGA or TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
All right, a couple of coaching things that fan bases aren't happy with. First, let's go James Franklin. Reports are $50 million buyout at the end if you decide you want to get rid of James Franklin this year.
Wow. Like, I don't know what you do with James Franklin. We talked about this after the Oregon loss. But they were standing like he was ready to explode and celebrate on 4th down and overtime.
Yeah. I mean, it was going to be a weight off his shoulders.
And they were about to be ranked number 2 nationally. And from that moment, then you have one of the bigger upsets, probably the biggest upset you'll see number-wise this year. And now we're talking about a buyout from a guy that's won, what percentage of his game? 75% of his game?
I'll give you his
An
record
enormous
there.
amount. But you would admit the fan base seems to be disgruntled with James Franklin a little bit. There's a nuance in his contract. Because people start reading contracts, nuance in his contract. Because if he wanted to leave Penn State, there are places James Franklin could go coach because he wins a lot of football games and he brings in really good talent, right?
Yeah.
Like there could be job openings for him. It would cost Penn State $2 million, not $50 million, $2 million if James Franklin and Penn State mutually agree. If he finds another job and he wants to go coach it, and they would have to mutually agree. There's a clause that says if both parties mutually agree to part ways, the cost is only $2 million to James Franklin.
So I wonder if Florida would be interested.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, but now you're talking. What about
What about Ole Miss?
No,
that's what I was about to say. If Lane Kiffin leaves, what about Ole Miss?
I mean, Wisconsin. I know it's in the Big Ten. It's not like a marquee job, but if you're a Wisconsin fan, you kind of know your limitations.
That's right.
Like
Wisconsin.
if I'm a Florida fan, I don't want a guy that can't win a championship. And for whatever reason, I don't think James Franklin can.
No, I know what the reason is because he hasn't. And he's had ample opportunity.
What if Shane Beamer takes one of these jobs? South Carolina.
Boy, it'd be hard to go from Penn State
Where's
to South
Beamer
Carolina.
going to go?
I don't know.
I mean, it'd be
Virginia
hard.
Tech.
I mean, so he's coached 148 games. How many do you know how many he's won out of 148? This is at Penn State. 148 games at Penn
Well,
State.
if you
now.
told me how many times he played Ohio State,
every year.
I would say 148.
148. How many
I
do
would
you think he's
he
won?
is 115 and 33.
higher, more wins.
Wow, you all overvalue him. He's 104 and 44.
Oh wow, 44 losses.
Played a lot of
44
ranked
losses.
teams.
He's,
That
I mean,
surprises me.
but most of those against ranked teams.
Yeah.
64 and 35 in Big Ten play, which, by the way, he's 0-2 in Big Ten play right now. Let's don't gloss over that. I mean, he's 0-2 in Big Ten play.
Yeah. Oh, he is. And they have not beaten a Power 4 team yet this year.
No, they've beat up on a lot of nobodies. And this is just, my only point is, when you got a guy that's 104 and 44, that's a dang good record in college football anymore.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
And 64 and 35 is a dang good record in a power conference. To be talking about firing this guy is so weird, but I completely get it. Like, I understand.
Well, you're not going to fire him.
No, you're not. But it's interesting what you brought up is, does it get to a toxic level for James Franklin where he's like, I just want out, and Penn State's like, we're happy to do this.
We have to both look each other and say it's a mutual agreed breakup.
Yeah. I mean, when you are down 17-3 at home against a top 5 team, and the crowd, at least part of the crowd, is chanting, fire James Franklin.
That's right.
In your home stadium, on a whiteout game on national TV, your big event, the whiteout game, and they're cheering that, there's a level of toxicity that you've already hit.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you can reverse it. Is that my word today, toxicity?
No.
Oh.
I was just saying that's the equivalent of saying a certain team's going to be 6-6 as we start October play, and then they almost came back and won that game.
They did. But they
Fire
didn't.
James Franklin, and then they almost won the game.
I know they almost won the game in overtime, and those same people that are cheering Fire James Franklin would have celebrated all the way to the creamery for some ice cream.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Yeah. That's how fandom works.
Penn State also needs to realize where they were before. Like the Joe Paterno days are gone. Joe Paterno had it dialed in back in his heyday in the 70s and 80s, much like there was only, and you know this, a handful, 4 or 5 programs that were dialed in like Paterno had it dialed in. Once those glory days went away, like Penn State was lucky to win 8 or 9 games. There was a time Penn State football was really bad.
Yeah. No,
or not really bad, but very average.
It was average. Yeah, and James Franklin's had some. He's had some 7-win seasons. So it's not all been, 10-win seasons for James Franklin.
So we'll see what happens there. Interesting I just wanted to get the mutually parting ways $2 million deal that is out there. WRAL, one of the great TV stations in Raleigh, North Carolina, talking to some parents of North Carolina football players. Unstructured mess, one parent tells WRAL about Bill Belichick's North Carolina program. Another says there's no culture and no organization, according to their son telling him. And another parent says, my son tells me there's a complete disconnect between the coaching staff and the players. And another says it's an individual mindset in the locker room, and it starts at the top, that they put together a bunch of individuals and no team, and it starts at the top with Belichick.
Well,
Any of that surprise you?
Not. Well, I mean,
it does me.
The non-organization surprises me.
Yeah, this is a guy that was the most organized in the world.
It doesn't surprise me that today's athlete, where Jonathan Gannon has to go apologize to the Arizona Cardinals for getting on his guy's ass. And we can get back to that whenever.
That's a pro team.
But, yeah, I know, but I get it. But Belichick's got that
No,
professional
I'm saying
mentality.
it's crazier that's a pro team, yeah.
And I'm sure he brought a lot of that. So there is a lot of probably more than tough love when it comes to Belichick. And if things are going great, I think guys will get on board with that. But when you're getting your ass stomped and then you're getting that tough love, it's not a good combination right now.
But if you hear of anybody that played for him at New England, he was known for his organization, an airtight system of doing things, an airtight way of doing things, an airtight philosophy. That is surprising to me. It really is. The fact that they suck, I mean, I guess I'm not surprised by that.
According to the report, pretty big win Sunday night from former North Carolina quarterback Drake May, who plays where?
At New England for Mike Vrabel, who brought those same philosophies back to Foxborough,
Yep.
and it seems like that is working.
Directive from the head coach's office, according to the report, that North Carolina's social media was not to send out anything positive about the Patriots' win and former North Carolina quarterback Drake May.
So petty.
That is.
Because it would be normal to celebrate one of your guys winning in the NFL.
Well, it's just, you want to talk about Jim cutting off your nose to spite your face. I mean, that's all recruiting.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's just stupid.
So Mac Brown gets word of the directive that has come because old Mac Brown people are still in the building, and they hear about the directive that says, according to reports, they hear about the directive that says no positive Patriot tweets, even if it's about Drake May. So 70,000-year-old Mac Brown jumps on Twitter and sends this out immediately.
70,000.
So happy for Drake. Fun to watch him win last night in Buffalo like he did so many times at UNC. Love and appreciate you, my friend. Keep it up. Keep it rolling.
I bet Mac was wearing that UNC hoodie all day long. All he had to do was say, I bet he didn't put that on for the photo at all.
If you forget, a lot of Mac Brown's players pushed out when Belichick came in. 41 transfers in that program there. Interesting to see what happens with Belichick. Gut feeling right now. Feel free to overreact here. I don't want to take away y'all's overreaction.
You will never take away my overreaction.
Bill Belichick back next year or not?
It's going to be tricky because I think now you get the same people that wanted Belichick that raised all this money might come back and get involved because the product's been so bad. So he might not have an opportunity. If he has an opportunity, I think the ego is too big. This is weird because I think internally he's got to figure out, do I think I can win? Because if I don't think I can win, it would be better to abbreviate this, make it one and done, and hopefully people forget about this part of my legacy. If he thinks he can make it work, I think the ego's big enough where he will continue to try to make it look somewhat successful.
I think this is a guy that is so locked in on this is my philosophy and this is the way of doing things that I think he probably there's an element of him that doesn't think he's to blame for this. Like, they just got to get on board with my philosophy. So I would think you probably have to run him out of there, Jim. Do they have the appetite for that? I mean, it was the boosters, as Landmine Believer points out in the chat room. The sad part about this is the AD wanted John Summerall. He wanted our guy, right? And it was some of these power boosters that fell in love with the idea of Bill Belichick, and they pushed this over the line. Well, if boosters are the ones that get you hired, guess what boosters can do?
Oh,
They
yeah.
get you fired.
They get you fired quick.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
don't care if your
saying.
name's Belichick or what.
Like, I don't know if he'll have the opportunity to come back.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, but the word embarrassing is being tossed around occasionally when it comes to
It's a strong word.
and especially when you look in the stands and you don't see anybody there anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that gets to be a little embarrassing at times. And then there is a program that is close to home, UAB. I actually almost put UAB down in our upset alert this week. I think UAB wins on the road at FAU. I'll say that up front. But
haven't won a road game in the Dilfer era, by the way. That'd be a first.
Trent Dilfer, yesterday at his news conference, getting ready to head down to Boca for the Florida Atlantic game. Here's Trent Dilfer.
Good courses down there, right?
Here's Trent Dilfer on fighting discouragement.
This had a lot of impact on me. What do you see?
One dot.
That's what most people say. You don't see the white?
See white, but I see a dot.
Yeah, but most people see the dot. That's what negativity does to you. Is the dot is the bad. It's the negative, and that's what jumps out. And too often we look at this picture, but what we really in our minds see is that picture. And that's not the reality. The reality is there's a lot of good things. These kids like each other. These kids have a really good brotherhood. We have good coaches. We've done some good things. We've gotten better. You can't let the setbacks, the size of the dot grow bigger than what it is. And when you have two bad seasons and now you have a losing record and you've lost 2 games, it's very easy to make that dot bigger than it is. So you have to fight not making the dot bigger than it is. Now the dot's probably bigger than I represented there, but regardless, there's a lot of good, and you have to stay focused on the good because the good is what's going to get you out of the bad.
Yeah. Well,
Wow, the guys like each other, man. That is awesome.
9-20 through 29
Don't
games.
let that go, Dunaway.
Yeah.
the guys like each other.
Yeah, 9-20.
It's a disaster.
Dangered. They almost lost to Alabama State in the opener. They played better. Army got them this past weekend. I actually think they win at FAU.
Again, they've never won a road game under Dilfer, so this will be something they've never done. FAU is obviously not very good.
I mean, they got to win one of these.
I don't know what the bottom is for this program. I mean, I tweeted that Saturday after Army came to your place. It's not a good Army team, by the way.
Yeah.
Came to your place and walloped you. I mean, it's 31-7 before they scored a garbage time touchdown at the end.
Well, I think
31-7.
we've seen the bottom of this program.
Have we?
Yeah.
I think we have.
Have we?
I think.
What was that? Where was the bottom?
No, that's
When
my.
they didn't have a program?
That is the fear. That is the fear.
That's the bottom is coming
that,
back.
That you
Yeah.
have brought this back and you're trending back in that direction. You don't ever want to go back to where it was.
I'll tell you with the bottom, I forgot who the defensive line coach was. He was an awesome guy, and he came on the show one time, and he was talking about when they first started the program, they were on the way to a game, and he came across this guy that was wearing combat boots, and they needed another player, and they picked him up, and they took him, and this guy played in boots, didn't even have cleats. That was the bottom.
That was pre-Bill Clark.
Do you know who I'm talking about? The defensive line coach, and he was such a fun guy. He was a longtime assistant. I can't remember his name, but anyway, he had some great stories.
I mean, Garrett McGee was 5-19.
That was close to the bottom.
Yeah,
5-19 in 2 years.
I would say that was the bottom.
This ain't much better. And was he 9-20? So we're 5-19 or 9-20. It's marginally better.
Yeah.
But Garrett McGee didn't take over from the height of the program, which technically Trent Dilfer did not either. There was a year removed, but still, you're close enough in contact with the height of the program, the best UAB football has ever been. You're 1 year removed from that when you take over, and you're 9-20. And Garrett McGee, as bad a coach as he was, and he was an awful coach, he didn't get that benefit of taking over at the height of the program.
No.
Or near the height of the program.
No. There was a time that this program had more buzz than it has now, where people would want to go watch games at Legion Field, at least 30,000 or so.
There's a reason that stadium's there.
Yeah.
So what? If Bill Clark's he still just have a bad back and doesn't want to get back into coaching?
I don't know.
I don't know if I would say both those things are true.
I don't know Bill's situation. I don't talk to him.
He's waiting for Hugh Freeze to get fired.
No, I think he's probably waiting for, if he ever came back to UAB, he's probably waiting for some other people to get fired.
Well, there's one more coach out there. It's Mark Stoops. And there is, I'm just running through all the disgruntled coaches here in the opening segment. One more disgruntled coach, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles, where you don't have to be disgruntled. You don't have to see the black dot when you wake up in the morning.
Right.
See the whole page.
It's all white sheet of paper right there at Bojangles.
And boy, they get along. Good. They get along back in the kitchen at Bojangles.
They do, man. They are just friends. They've gotten better back there in that kitchen. Everybody's getting along back there cooking those chicken tenders for you for lunch or dinner tonight, or your college football tailgate, whether it is a UAB game, a high school game, any other college football games, or those watch parties at your house. Let Bojangles cater those for you with their hand-breaded chicken tenders and those great dipping sauces that go with them. You can make it bow time for you. And on your way to work or school, taking the kids to school tomorrow, swing in that Bojangles, get them that pork chop griller. It is back for a limited time. You've missed it. It has missed you. The pork chop griller right now at Bojangles. Make it bow time.
Mark Stoops' buyout at Kentucky is $38 million, and they owe him every penny of that within 60 days. If
Boy,
they
he had them over the barrel.
If they decide to get rid of him.
My guys.
And he doesn't want to be gotten rid of. As we played for you yesterday.
Here was Mark Stoops with that contract negotiation.
But I love how noble Mark Stoops. You guys, I'm not leaving this. Well, hell no, you're not, because you want that buyout.
Exactly.
And people think, how does Mark Stoops have this contract, have this buyout? So I went back and looked. According to reports, Mitch Barnhart gave him the contract back in 2022. On November 11th is when he actually signed it. Earlier that year, Kentucky, at this point when the negotiations started, there was a job opening in Nebraska and one coming open at Auburn. And Mark Stoops' name was being mentioned for both of them. Don't laugh. At that time, Mark Stoops' team was number 8 in the country in the AP poll.
There was a minute.
Well, I want to bring this up. Outside of the 2020 season, if you start in 2016, he's done a lot more at Kentucky than Hugh Freeze has at Auburn. He had 7 consecutive winning seasons, including 2 10-3s and an 8-5, and a lot of 7-6s.
So they're number 8. I'm just setting the scene here again.
Please.
They're number 8 in the AP poll. Auburn's about to come open. Everybody's hearing Harson's on his way out, right?
Okay.
Auburn's about to come open. Nebraska is about to come open, or already has at this point. And Mitch Barnhart has got a team that's number 8 in the country. And he's got to decide, am I all in on this guy, or are we going to let this guy leave and take Auburn, Nebraska, one of these other jobs, or call his bluff? So he gives him this new contract through 2030 where he's making $9 million a year.
Insanity.
And he's owed $38 million this year within 60 days if they get rid of him. From that point on, they lost, including a game to Vanderbilt, different Vandy than they are now in 2022. Liam Cohen left. They've had no quarterback since then, no offense since then, and they have gone from number 8 to where they are now.
Well, I tell you what else they've done in that process, in my opinion, is you've taken a little commitment away from basketball, and you saw internally there was not a power struggle, but I don't think Calipari and Stoops liked each other very much.
Because they were fighting for money.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
don't forget the Calipari video where he's like, basically, I'm just going to paraphrase this. Mark's done a great job. Where do you think they're going to spend the money?
Right.
They're going to spend the money with Mark, or they're going to spend it with me.
Well, and look, and I think there's enough SEC money where you can have, I say this, there's not a lot of great examples. I guess Alabama is a really good example that you can have both right now.
Go ahead and say it. It's an everything school.
Yeah, Florida just won national championship
Bruce Pearl word.
Basketball, but obviously football is struggling. But there's a way to make both of this work. But I think if your commitment is to excellence for basketball, you've got to keep that. And I think you lost a little sight in that. And I think you committed too much to the football program. And it looks like after Stoops got his money, he had a 7-6 and 23, and then it's just gone to hell.
4-15 in the 3 years, well, the 2 years plus this year since that contract. 4-15 in conference.
In conference,
4-15. That's unacceptable.
12-16 overall.
Even at their worst, Vandy was close to 4-15 in conference occasionally.
Yeah.
I really don't give a lot of these people passes anymore because I look around and I look at what some of these other programs are doing, what Bielema's doing at Illinois, what Signetti's doing at Indiana. I mean, there are ways when you get the right philosophy and you get the right guys coming in, you can win at all these programs.
How Indiana may get a monumental win at Oregon later in the show, but that's a run through fan bases and disgruntled coaches at UAB, North Carolina, Penn State, and Kentucky. 4 fan bases who are wondering, are we going to keep the coach, not keep the coach as we are to that trick-or-treat time in October. When we come back, games on the field, Alabama and Auburn with big ones this week that could send the season into different directions. We talk about that and hear from the people on campus. Show being brought to you by a couple of great sponsors. Before LT tells us about the Inverness Country Club, folks, you tell us about Alexander Shannara.
Trial attorneys, Alexander Shannara. When you're in need of an attorney, you go one place, Shannara.com. Shannara.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. He is a Birmingham guy, born and bred, and has built his practice right here in Birmingham. And over the next 24 years since he did that, they've grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members, and they've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
You play a lot of golf. You can justify getting the country club membership. You're trying to figure out where to go. The Inverness Country Club. Find your sense of community there. You can also sell the wife on the fact that they've got memberships that fit everyone. You can play golf. She can have the social membership. And you both can take advantage of childcare. Big plus there. You and your wife want a day of golf or tennis. Guess what? You can drop the kid, go have yourself a day on the court or course. Best days happen at Inverness. To take a tour of this unbelievable club, call Erin. Tell her the next round sent you. 205-991-8608. You can always go online, iccalabama.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Hey, I'm told by some Auburn people that I may play golf with or not, who are not happy with the Baylor game being in Atlanta.
Oh, I would imagine.
That the best breakdown of it all you can get with Justin Hokanson, and he is on 3 Auburn, which is Auburn Live. Is that it?
That is correct.
Auburn Live, yeah. So he's got an exclusive interview with Cohen, and he and his staff break it out. The numbers pretty good, and I don't think Justin's not taking a side on that. I don't think he's just laying the facts out for you as he best does there. And
I wouldn't like it either, though. I mean, if I'm a season ticket holder, why would you like it? Like, you appreciate the fact that you guys are going to get $5 million in NIL.
Yeah, but they love going to Auburn for
right.
games, not going to Atlanta unless it's the SEC championship.
That's my buddies who have season tickets. We love Auburn.
That's right.
We love going to Auburn, and we love buying season tickets and going to Jordan-Hare Stadium, and we really don't care who they play. We go and tailgate, and they go to the good games and the bad games. They were excited. They went to Baylor.
Right,
all of them went to Baylor.
And that's who I hate it for, too, is the Baylor fans.
Oh, yeah, that really sucks for them.
You get one chance to come to a good SEC environment, and now I got to go to a Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I mean, that sucks for the Baylor fans. I hate these neutral site games. I wish they would die. But I'm telling you, man, if they're going to start giving $5 million on top of revenue for NIL, they'll get some takers on these.
Yeah. So Hoke's got a good breakdown. Never takes a side. He just lays it out there for you, and you choose how you want to feel about it. Some people like it, some don't. But he's got some information there at Auburn Live on 3 Sports if you want to get details on that. But my Auburn buddies, they were excited after going to Baylor. They were excited about getting Baylor back at their place. All right, show being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank, and then we'll jump into the actual games on the field. Auburn's got a big one with Georgia, and Alabama's got a big one on the road at Missouri. Playing poker last night with a couple of Alabama guys who were as nervous about Alabama at Missouri as I am.
Deep South's oldest rivalry, been around for more than 100 years. Central State Bank almost has. They don't just open accounts, they open relationships. They're family-owned, they're community-focused, they are built on trust for more than 100 years. They've served Central Alabama, places like Shelby County and Tallapoosa County, with local decisions and personal service that just feels like home. So if you are starting a business, if you are buying a car, If you are planning for tomorrow, Central State Bank is with you every step of the way. Central State Bank, rooted in community, driven by relationships, member FDIC.
I will tell you, the weeks fly by, and another example is tomorrow's already Wednesday. You were asking me, we've got an announcement. I don't know if we're going to do that on the show today or not, but you were like, what is next Wednesday? And I was like, it's the 15th. Holy hell. Like half the month is already gone, but tomorrow is Wednesday night, Odie's Team Trivia. We do it every single Wednesday night. Come out and join us. We'll get started a little after 8 o'clock. You can get there early, enjoy the great food from Rodney Davis, award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets, full of the Bud Light. Get in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution, 2 locations, their original Crest Line, newest location in Edgewood. It's Odie's Tavern.
Ryan Grubb issued a challenge to his running backs, and they have been different since Jam Miller got back. Here's Ryan Grubb on challenging the Tide on improving the running game.
Jam mentioned that you challenged the backs last week. Just what did that consist of, and how do you think they responded?
Well, I definitely think they responded. I think, some of the things are, missed tackles forced is something that we've, been trying to address and try to get better at. Our job is to try to get the running backs on a defensive back one-on-one, and we had a couple missed tackles forced in the game. So I think that part, and then just being really, really sound on their pass protection, which Jam is all the time. He is as solid as they come in there, and understanding both scheme and, just being physical at the point of attack. So for us, I think Jam kind of setting the tone there and really wanting to show that we can run the football was something that he took very personal.
Yeah, it's been different. You said this yesterday. It's been different since he's been back.
I think it's been much different. Even if you go back to Georgia, and, we talked about the hard 16 carries, 48 yards. The yards per carry weren't there, but they were critical yards that Alabama really needed to keep, establishing a little bit balance on that offense. But then he goes from 16 carries to 22 carries and 136 yards. And you saw a couple of explosive runs. So I think as he gets more touches and gets more in game shape, it's going to get better and better. I really believe this offense is going to have more balance. I think the offense is going to be fine. My fear is, and you'll see a lot this week, Alabama still gets gashed on the ground. And when you're going against Ahmad Hardy, this guy leads the nation in total yards. He's second in touchdowns, leads the SEC. They lead the SEC in rushing yards. This will be a big, big test for Alabama. If Alabama can get a win here and can limit what Missouri does on the ground, I think that is a huge positive and another big step to Alabama achieving their ultimate goal.
And Brian, what's funny about those runs is it is a gash, because it's like, good defense, good defense, good defense, 65.
Yep.
Good defense, good defense, good defense,
weird.
35.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because, I guess there's just one play you get a bad run fail, right?
Yeah.
And now I will say, and I noticed this a little bit in the Georgia game, didn't kill Alabama in the Georgia game, and it happened again, and McElroy pointed it out Saturday. A couple times those DBs they get sucked up inside.
That's right.
They get, like, it happened against Georgia. I think it was Damani Jackson on one of the big Georgia runs, just got sucked up inside too much. Bad angle, got
almost being so eager to make a big play,
right.
So aggressive that they get up in there.
Yeah. So now once I'm at the second level, I got nothing but green grass. There's nobody in front of me.
In the Georgia game, Bowers had a 43-yard run. Bell had a 43-yard run. Frazier had a 24-yard run. Stockton had a 21-yard run. Back to Florida State, Danzy had a 32-yard run. In Vandy, Alexander had the 65-yarder. Pavia had the 36-yarder. There's been 5 or 6 10-plus yard runs.
Mm-hmm.
But the defense is they were really good in the second, third, and fourth quarter.
Again, I asked you guys after the last 2 games, what grade would you give Alabama's defense? And y'all went high Bs in one. You went A. You went high B in the other. So that's the ultimate report card. You are what the score says you are.
That's
and
right.
They gave up 21 on the road at Georgia. That's an excellent defensive performance. If we were just talking about score, okay? You give up 14 and less than 400 yards to any college football team in the Power 4 right now, and you've played good defense. And that's what they did Saturday.
More impressed what they did Saturday in the second half than anything they did defensively in Athens.
Best half of football defensively they've had in quite a while was Saturday.
Yeah.
Second half.
So that's Alabama at Missouri. Not fitting. It doesn't fit our upset alert, so nobody could take it. If it was 4.5 and fit our rules, do you think between the 5 of us there would be one Missouri?
Possibly. I think you guys are at a point where you can play that. I'm so far behind. I've got to play some double-digit dogs now.
Yeah, but
try to catch up a little
bit. If that
bit.
weren't the case,
You don't have to. We're
we're midway through the season,
We're
Jim.
halfway point right now.
I just see one pop.
If that weren't the case.
Anyway, I like my double-digit dog this week.
Yeah, I do too, by the way. If that weren't the case, would you have considered Missouri?
Oh,
You kind
yeah.
of like Missouri in this spot.
I
don't
do
you?
like Missouri in this game. Again, it's 11 o'clock games. I don't know if ultimately I'll play it. I do think Alabama's going to have a ton of trouble stopping the run.
If I played the other side, though, what I would say about Missouri is Missouri's best team they've played is
Kansas.
And Kansas is
average.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kansas is
a threat to Texas Tech this week.
Oh, you think so?
I mean, maybe.
Jimmy may have a Jayhawk on his board over there.
Texas Tech. That Texas Tech defense is crazy good.
I mean,
I think they're more like a combination of. I don't know. Who cares? Kansas can score.
When your wins are Central Arkansas, Kansas, Louisiana, South Carolina, UMass.
They have a lot of stats that look really good.
Yeah.
Who have they played? We'll find out on Saturday when Alabama comes to town there. To Auburn in the Deep South's oldest. We'll hear from Kirby Smart in a second after LT tells us about our friends at New York Butcher Shop.
So picked up the blackened chicken Alfredo, the spicy chicken Alfredo. Picked it up last night. Things got a little went a little deeper in the night, so decided not to cook it last night. So looking forward to that dish tonight. If you haven't had it, it's absolutely fantastic. I've had some people DM me saying, hey, thanks for the recommendation. That's just one of the side prepared orders. Like if you don't want to deal with actually cooking, and I don't think cooking the meat and stuff that is that big of a deal. Is it, Brown?
No, I love cooking meat.
But some people, if you just want to throw it in the oven, you can do this. And this is a fabulous dish, made fresh on site every day. The great in-house sides as well. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. It's all right there. 2 locations, the original Cahaba Heights, newest location, Highway 119 in Greystone. Get in, see Jim and that great staff of butchers. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Let's hear from Kirby Smart on coming to play at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Quarterback Jackson Arnold. Now, Kirby just saw Ty Simpson and company come to his place, and Simpson had a great game. So Kirby gets asked what stands out when he watches Auburn quarterback Jackson Arnold.
First thing is his athleticism. You know, he's had 2 or 3 plays that were broken plays or, plays that maybe scramble plays, RPOs that were designed to be thrown, that maybe the look changed, and he takes off running, and he runs for 60 yards. He runs for 70 yards. He doesn't just run for like 8-9 yards and go down. I mean, he runs like a running back. He runs over you, through you, around you, speed. They run gap schemes with him. They run perimeter runs with him. And then probably the toughest thing to defend is when he drops back and he ends up taking off running. So he's a weapon, and they've got weapons around him in terms of the ability to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah. I was going to say, did he say anything about him throwing the football?
He did not. But
at some point, those receivers have to become a factor if Auburn's going to be what they hoped they were going to be going into the year. Does it start this week against a secondary of Georgia that has looked lost at times?
I don't have a whole lot of – you guys know where I stand on Jackson Arnold. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in him being able to get these receivers involved. I think at some point again, twice I've used this phrase, a variation of the Bill Parcells quote in this segment. At some point you are what your stats say you are, and your stats for Jackson Arnold say he's not a very good passer. And he's had now weapons at Auburn, and he hasn't been a very good passer. So at some point, I'm beyond thinking it's going to click for Jackson Arnold enough for him to beat a quality opponent like Georgia.
Yeah, but, this Georgia defense is only 13th against the pass in conference, so they really haven't been good against the pass.
Their secondary has looked lost at times.
And
miscommunications, turning the wrong way. It has looked un-Kirby Smart-like.
And you've had some great players in that secondary in the past, but I don't think it's been a little masked with how much pressure they've been able to get up front in the past, and I don't think they've got, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, that they don't have the dominant defensive line that they've had in the past.
Now, I will say this. They are ranked there in the past, and they've played Tennessee, which is, especially when you're playing Tennessee and Neyland, that's an incredibly difficult pass defense. They are so good at home throwing the football.
Yep.
And then they've played Ty Simpson, who might be the best quarterback in America now.
Klatt said there's no passing game at Alabama's level, traditional passing game at Alabama's level. Yesterday on the show, you can go see Joel Klatt there. Jackson Arnold could play a role in an Alabama football streak ongoing. Here's what that is, and I appreciate Saturday Down South's Chris Wright for doing the research on this. Diego Pavia was not able to do it this past week to become the first quarterback since 2006. Nobody was able to do it during the Saban years to beat Alabama as the starting quarterback in back-to-back years. The starting quarterback in back-to-back years is the key. The next opportunity anybody has to do that is Jackson Arnold in the Iron Bowl. Nobody has done it. That includes 4 Heisman Trophy winners, 8 national championship quarterback winners, and 34 different starters since 2006, and none of those guys have beaten Alabama in back-to-back years. Jackson Arnold is the next guy that has that opportunity.
That whole stat you've given, and the 2 guys that were going to have the opportunity this year are Diego Pavia and Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Last guy to do it? To beat Alabama in back-to-back years as a starter.
Oh, gosh.
Bo Wallace?
Nope, because Chad Kelly was the second year.
Yep. There is one asterisk to this. LSU beat them back-to-back years. Jefferson and Lee both played in both those games, but different ones started in those years.
Is it a Mississippi State quarterback?
It is not. No. It is actually the same quarterback, the same school that gets a chance to do it this year. It's Auburn's.
Brandon Cox. Yeah.
Wow. Brandon Cox is the last starting quarterback to beat Alabama in back-to-back years as a starter.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Now, in college football, sometimes you don't get that opportunity, right?
Yeah,
you don't play them in back-to-back years. Maybe you run out of eligibility.
But you made a long list of really good quarterbacks that didn't do it.
4 Heisman. Like Johnny Manziel had a chance in 2013. Right. Didn't get a chance.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow lost the 18, right?
Yeah, won the 19.
Won the 19.
Yeah.
Wasn't around for 20. 34 different starters have had that chance back-to-back, and hadn't happened since Brandon Cox, 2006. Jackson Arnold, the next one to get that. That's Saturday Down South's Chris Wright with that interesting fact for you there. The viewing menu brought to you by Michelson Laser Vision, and then we'll talk a little Feinbaum with Clay Travis and other stuff. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, 205-969-8100, the number I called back in 2003. If you wear the contacts, you wear the glasses, it is time to make the phone call. Ask for Amy Toe, the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. For more information, MichelsonLaserVision.com.
First off today on Paramount Plus, we've got a new documentary, Ozzy Osbourne, No Escape From Now. This is Ozzy like you've never seen before.
I had this written down to bring up in this. I didn't think you'd get to it. I like this. Go ahead.
All right. It's an honest, warm, and deeply personal portrait of one of the greatest rock stars of all time, detailing how the singer's world shuddered to a halt 6 years ago, forcing him to contemplate who he really is, confront his own mortality, and question whether or not he can ever perform on stage for one last time. Addressing his health issues and impact of his Parkinson's diagnosis, the film showcases the central role music continues to play in Ozzy's life, also proving that his mischievous sense of humor remains resolutely intact despite it all.
Apparently, a lot of his life, but especially near the end, just living, he was in so much pain.
Oh, that's sad.
Like a life-altering pain.
Yeah, but he lived a hard life. I mean,
he did.
Yeah, everybody talks about how much it sucks getting older and everything starts to hurt.
Well, imagine when you were young.
Imagine when you're aging as Ozzy.
That's right, when you did all that to yourself when you were young. Yeah.
Yep. Next up, Hulu has a new addition to their catalog. It was a movie I caught earlier this year called The Rule of Jenny Penn. It is weird and disturbing. It's about an elderly man who moves into a nursing home.
John Lithgow, right?
John Lithgow is running the place.
It looks too freaky for me.
It's pretty freaky. It's not jump out and boo scary. It's just so deeply unsettling the way he talks to his puppet friend throughout the whole movie. So if you're looking for something like that, you can watch it on Hulu. And finally, if you want something more lighthearted, Netflix has released Matt McCusker's new stand-up special, and if you're unaware who he is the co-host of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast with Shane Gillis. So if you like Shane Gillis' style of humor, you might like Matt McCusker's, and the special is called A Humble Offering. From wife logic to locker room shame, Matt McCusker offers witty takes on manhood, marriage, and raising daughters in a world he barely understands.
All right, that's what Tyler's watching. Brought to you by our friends at Michelson. Clay Travis on the other side, our friends at Way to Wellness would love to get you on the other side of your weight loss mountain there. You got to start at some point. Way to jumpstart that. Our friends at Way to Wellness, Leslie and her board certified team have a variety of different ways to help you out. That includes injection therapy that could help jumpstart it, meal replacements. I use these protein bars to cut out bad snacking. They're all there for you at aplanforme.com. And here's the deal. Not one plan is the same as anyone else's. Every plan is designed differently. No cookie cutter plan. There's no contracts. There's no sign up fee. And that first consultation is absolutely free. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC. Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the next round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hour number 2 before Clay Travis joins us. Brewers beat the Cubs yesterday to take a 2-0 lead in that series. Dodgers beat the Phillies to take a 2-0 lead in that series. And now they're on the way to Los Angeles, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big win for the Dodgers last night.
I was about to say that's over.
It is.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I think it is.
Yeah. And big for the Brewers, too, as they go to Wrigley to play in that. Seattle and Detroit today, they're 1-1 right now in the series. 3 o'clock on FS1, 7 o'clock tonight on FS1. Blue Jays and Yankees. And Blue Jays up 2-0 in that one?
Yep,
up 2-0. So the Yankees need a 3-game sweep to advance on, or the Yankees are done with more postseason disappointment. And if they don't get out of this series, probably no Aaron Boone next year.
I mean, you got to have a scapegoat. And, they played, I don't know, they were in the World Series last year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Twin Peaks brings us this part of the show. Tell us about Twin Peaks. You can go watch the baseball there today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great place to go watch all of the action. And don't forget about the legendary 29-degree drafts. Ours are 36 degrees on our kegerator right in here. But you can pick up the signature 29-degree drafts. You can enjoy a great lunch, sit at the bar, grab a table. All the games will be on, of course, all weekend long. They've got Sunday Ticket. They've got all of the college games. They've got a great happy hour as well. The Twin Peaks girls running around in 3D. Stop into one of those great locations for lunch or dinner. It's Twin Peaks.
All right. And our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City. He and his wife, Andrea, beautiful Andrea, they run a beautiful, beautiful company right there at Storm Restoration Roofing. 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531, or look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City. You'll see our signs at houses that he has worked on that has a Next Round logo on it, like the one you see on the screen there, or maybe it's one with a couple other outlets on it as well. But he's fantastic. And here's what he starts with. He starts with a free no-cost roof inspection because he is a father of 10. They're a big family, and he understands the cost of running a family in 2025. So he wants to limit the cost as much as possible, so that starts with a free no-cost roof inspection. Greg can handle storm damage repairs, roof replacement when it ages out, and any roof repairs. He gets up there and he checks shingles and any fittings around everything up there that could have a water leakage that could cause major problems. Does it all for you. He's even got a small business license, a small builder's license, I should say, to where he can do some repairs for you. He's fantastic. He's Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531, or Greg from Pell City on Facebook. Back to the Baylor Auburn, because I'm getting a lot of feedback over here. The importance of moving this game, and I'll play golf with my Auburn buddies later today, and they'll be upset about this because they're all season ticket holders. But let's just say you get $4 to $5 million extra in NIL money, because that's what you're getting in this, $4 to $5 million extra. You've already got all your other NIL money. You got your rev share money. What can $4 or $5 million get you to a roster? Is that
Well, $2 million bought you this year's quarterback.
Yeah.
And aside from his play, I mean, he was a pretty hot name in the free agent market there, and that's $2 million got you that.
Yeah.
So
I think $4 million gets me 3 really good players or 4 really good players.
I tell you what, if I'm Kirby Smart, my plan this weekend is to go over there, find a way to beat Auburn, and to get in the ear of Cam Coleman.
Track him down.
Yeah, and say, hey, look, next year, if you want to win a championship, come play for me. So, I think retaining some of these guys, because it's going to be really, if the offense doesn't flip, Cam Coleman has 17 receptions and only 2 touchdowns. This is one of the best receivers in all of football. He will be a first-round guy, but let's not forget, he can't be draft eligible until 27. So he's got a long way to go. He's got another, season plus here, but you got to find a way to get him the ball. But back to the $5 million, I think retaining some of the guys on the current roster is going to be important.
So that's why you risk making people who are season ticket holders upset by taking away a marquee game, is because, and I'm not even talking about if you own a business in Auburn, you make a living on home games, you lose that big weekend. I would imagine that would upset you too. But you go to this Atlanta game and that's straight NIL money. You don't that you can legally give the players. Straight cash, homie. That's 2, 3, 4 marquee players that you either keep or you can bring in.
Yeah,
That's big.
You talk yourself into a lot of things that make sense. Like right now, I think Auburn fans that are season ticket holders are a little upset that they're not going to host the return game. But as this thing plays out, I think you start to realize how important that $5 million is for roster retainment and to build for the future.
But in the Bill Belichick story I was reading, they referenced Nick Saban's flight back from Miami with Mal Moore, and the famous quote when Nick looked at Mal and said, "Do you think you just hired the best coach that you could hire?" And Mal Moore said, "Yeah." And then Nick Saban says, "Well, you didn't, but you hired the best recruiter you could hire, and I'm nothing without my players."
Yeah, and that was 100% accurate.
Yeah. So he believed in recruiting, and nowadays recruiting is NIL money.
It absolutely is, and Belichick's missing on that, by the way, to your point there. But Nick Saban, to use him, also famously said at the start of the season on game day, NIL money's great, but if you pay the wrong guys, you're SOL. And that has happened some. Like Darian Mensah got $4 million was the reports to Duke. What has that done for Duke? I mean,
nothing.
Nothing really. I mean, Duke hasn't moved. It hasn't moved the needle for Duke none. I mean, they beat Cal this weekend, but they also
because of him. But that was his best game to date.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't pay a guy $4 million to go beat Cal. You pay a guy $4 million to contend for the conference.
Yeah, and to beat Illinois, where
you got skull drug.
Hey, $4 million and incentives.
Yeah,
it wasn't just $4 million. It's $4 million and incentives.
And by the way, I know you're Duke, but the ACC is far more wide open this year than anybody ever imagined. So if you were ever going to make an impact in the conference, it potentially could have been that. Like I was just now Googling to try to find what Indiana paid Francisco Mendoza. I guess Carson Beck is probably your best free agent quarterback for college football.
Yeah, On3 does that valuation. I don't know how accurate it is.
I don't either.
But I think Beck is number 2 behind Arch Manning.
Yeah.
But I would think Mendoza's probably making $750,000 to $1 million.
Okay. See, there again.
That's a bargain.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, if it only costs, like if you were an Auburn fan right now, would you rather have Jackson Arnold or Francisco Mendoza?
Yeah.
Oh,
I would be shocked if he's
close.
only. I'd be shocked if he's only making $1 million, but maybe
it is Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what kind of money Indiana's
I don't know.
around.
Because Cignetti's only got so much, and I think from Curtis O'Rourke, a MAC quarterback last year that played really well, you probably only paid him $500,000, which in his eyes was probably winning the lottery.
So Carson Beck is probably the best purchase anybody made at a quarterback spot, but Mendoza might be second for Indiana. I mean, look, Indiana's at Oregon this weekend. If they win that game, they are in the driver's seat for the Big Ten with Ohio State.
And Dante Moore, whatever Oregon's paying him, he's been there 2 years now, but they got him in the portal out of UCLA.
Yeah. So, I mean, my only point there is, like, it's great to have $5 million, Jim, but if you misspend it specifically at the quarterback spot, it's you've done all this effort and you've given up a home game and you pissed it away because you didn't pay for the right player. And that's the whole thing is you've got the $5 million, you've earned it. Now make it pay off, and that's on the coaching staff.
Yeah, got to make the right choices. I want to ask the question as we wait on Clay after you tell us about NASCAR Brownie. Who can rally and still make the college football playoffs? And I'm talking about the Texases and the Penn States, the Clemsons, maybe. I mean, somebody who right now you think has blown their chance to be a playoff team. Who can rally and make the playoffs after Brownie tells us about our friends at Talladega?
877-GO-TO-DEGA, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com is how you become part of the Talladega Super Speedway. I'm sorry, I just got a text from Clay. I was trying to do that and read the text.
Is he in or out?
Hang on one second. He is waiting on Fox. He's doing a hit for Fox, and he's in front of the camera, and they are late getting to him. So I think he's going to try to hit us after Fox. We'll see. All right, Talladega Super Speedway. My apologies for that to everyone. If you have lived any amount of time in the state of Alabama, whether you're a NASCAR fan or not, and you have never taken in a race at Talladega, you are cheating yourself. That's all I can say. It is a show unlike any other, and I have told people that, and they go and they come back to me, and they're like, man, were you ever right? I've never really watched a ton of NASCAR, but that was a blast. Talladega Superspeedway gives you another chance coming up next weekend, 17th, 18th, and 19th, the Yellowwood 500 weekend at Talladega. You can reserve your spot in the grandstand, in the infield, in the camping area, at the Whiskey Myers concert, at the Garage Experience presented by Coolray, all at the same spot. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Fastest track in NASCAR, the High Bank Racing at Talladega, 877-GO-TO-DEGA or TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Okay, let me go SEC first on people that can rally for the playoffs.
We're going to go 2 or more losses right now. That's fair, right?
I've got 5 teams here. I'm using the bubble watch at ESPN.com right now. They say would be in the playoffs is Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Texas A&M. I'll ask you about Georgia and Tennessee. Do you believe they are still playoff
I mean, they're
contenders?
one loss. I think anybody with one loss that's got that kind of brand, I'm not sleeping on anybody with one loss.
But I'm asking you right now
Tennessee does
what you've seen from Georgia and Tennessee.
Georgia can, Tennessee can't.
Okay. LSU.
I don't think they can.
Still one loss, right?
Yeah, I think the defense is that improved, and they've done a great job on that side of the ball, but they have lost whatever on offense. Can't run the football, can't throw it now. It's bad offense.
And then they've got a difficult stretch coming up after South Carolina. On the road at Vanderbilt, host Texas A&M at Alabama. And they don't have much margin for error, and they still got to play Oklahoma at the end of the year.
Oh, hey, and that game in Vanderbilt, I think it's going to be a pick.
Yeah, not to be a smartass here, but you could do this with every SEC team. The schedule is going to be tough. We know this, right?
Yeah,
everybody's got a tough schedule down the stretch.
I'm probably going to point out some of the games they've got to win to do this, though.
Missouri and Vanderbilt. Missouri's unbeaten. Vandy has their one loss. But are either one of them playoff guys?
Well,
I mean, I know the brand says no, but.
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt's schedule is too difficult. It's an SEC schedule, but then some. I think Missouri, if they get this win here, they're going to be a top 5 team. So I think they believe. And if they can beat Alabama, they can beat anyone. So I think Missouri, if they win this game, I think Missouri is a playoff team.
Yeah, this is one of those where you can't say what your smart aleck self just said a moment ago, because if they can get past Alabama Saturday, the schedule does benefit Missouri. I mean, we talked about it in the offseason. It looks tougher now than it did then.
And there it is. Scott's pulled it. I think Missouri, if they win this game and go 6-0, I think they are a playoff team.
There's still plenty of pitfalls. I mean, they still got to win at Auburn, at Vandy, beat Texas A&M, win at Oklahoma. They can only probably lose 2 of those.
But traditionally, Texas A&M and Oklahoma would be the ones you'd go helmets beat us.
Yep.
And everyone else, we could beat them. And then they're a 2-loss team with a win over Alabama.
Yeah, and 10-2 gets them in.
But I lost Saturday, and it is a bad uphill climb for
I
them.
think they do realize, and I think Drinkwitz realizes this, and
that's
coming
a
off a
playoff
bye.
team this week,
yeah, like, hey, you guys win this, we are in a really, really good position. It's still a lot of work to do, half a season to go, but I do believe if Missouri wins this game, this is, I think you can make an argument, not the biggest regular season game in their history, because the game against Kansas, you had 1 versus 2 back in the day in the Big 12. This has got to be one of their top 5 biggest games in the history of that program.
Okay, you guys are out on Auburn.
Yes.
Yeah, done.
No way. Okay, 6-6.
But, I mean, I'm just saying, realistically, you start 0-2 in the SEC.
Yeah. That's like Penn State. Penn State is not getting back in this.
I mean, you're 0-2 in the SEC, and now you're going to go undefeated against a challenging SEC schedule. The rest of the way, it's just hard for me to believe.
If they beat Georgia, not as challenging until they get to Alabama.
But you have no margin for error, none whatsoever. I mean, as Scott showed you the schedule, there are harder schedules in the SEC. I'm not going to argue that. But I would ask this question. What have you seen from the Hugh Freeze era that tells you you're going to win all the games you're supposed to win?
No, but I'm just saying it would
I get it.
It would be after a Georgia win.
That's right.
After
That makes you feel better.
Yeah,
after a Georgia loss.
After a Georgia win, then
Yeah.
you're like, well, you beat Missouri at home, and then Arkansas and Kentucky and Vandy, and then it's just down to the Alabama game.
But I mean, an honest question here. Better chance they're 8-4 or they have a interim coach on Monday morning.
I don't know that they're going to fire him that quick. Yeah. I would say there's actually a better chance that they're 8-4.
If they get embarrassed, he's gone.
If they get embarrassed, that's a different story. I don't think they're going to get embarrassed.
I said this last week. I'll say it again. You will. I will not say you will not. The phrase "Auburn fires Hugh Freeze" is something that is not in play, in my opinion.
You think he'll step down and agree to pull him behind the scenes, handshake, step down?
Well, I mean, look, when a guy is battling a off-field situation, it is difficult to fire.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze and Auburn have parted ways. Hugh's going to spend time concentrating on his health and his family.
Yeah. Sturgill, an Auburn fan in the chat room from earlier, said, "I'm about to the point, just hoping we'll get smashed by Georgia,
so we can give Durkin a chance and go get Summerall before Arkansas or Kentucky does.
I mean, that's...
He says, I don't care the negativity about Durkin. Got a feeling he'd be good. I don't know.
It sounds like he's a financial planner. I mean, he's got a lot of things planned out in the
That's
future.
right.
He knows he's retiring when he's 57.
I think Durkin, I mean, we really don't know about Durkin as a head coach because of, sadly, the tragic situation in College Park, Maryland.
Yeah, I was just going to pull up his record prior to all of that. He was 6-7 and 4-8. He was 10-15 in his time at Maryland, 5-13 in conference.
Really tough job. I mean, Mike
It
Loxley
is.
has got a really special player. Of course, they had a complete meltdown on Saturday.
They
We
did.
never got to that.
They
But,
did.
he was on a hot seat coming into the year. We'll see how this thing finishes up. But that's a difficult
You
job.
didn't see enough at Maryland to know if Durkin can be a head coach.
I
or
think
not.
he's a great defense coordinator, and I think this defense is really good. And back to, we talk about one possession losses for Auburn. They got smoked against A&M. And it was the interception return that kept them in that game. And it looked better on the surface, and I benefited because I had Auburn plus the 7 points. But that game was not close.
I'm playing a role here.
Okay.
I'm just throwing
All
you
right,
out
please.
their realistic possibilities. And maybe more than the one you just discussed. The Florida Gators.
All right, let me go.
They're maddening.
Yeah. I'll go back to the same thing I just said about Hugh Freeze. What from the Billy Napier era tells you they can play consistent football for the rest of this season?
Now, I say this, you're like, Jim, they've got 3 losses. They're not going to make the playoffs. Well, they're 1-1 in the SEC.
Yeah,
right?
they could still make Atlanta.
Yeah.
No. I think with their schedule, their losses now, it was a bad
There it
loss to
is.
Miami, but their losses are LSU and Miami, South Florida. I mean, you're right. They could be in Atlanta.
Those are 3 good teams they lost to.
They are, and that could be 3 to at least 2 playoff teams.
And their defense is championship level.
Yeah, but there is no way.
I just
I
can't
don't
see it.
believe. Look, as good as Lagway was, and Dallas Wilson is obviously a big part to this offense, can you really beat A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Tennessee, and even Florida State?
Yeah,
that's impossible.
Yeah.
Well, again, in this scenario, they wouldn't even have to beat Florida State.
Yeah. You're just saying get to Atlanta. Boy, this would be the biggest test of that ever.
Yeah, but that's a one-game situation, and I know we've been told that if you get to Atlanta, but if you've got 4 losses in Atlanta and you absorb a 5th,
yeah, that's going to be
they're out.
impossible. But if you're in Atlanta and you win it, you're automatically in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think Florida State does still come into play.
A bridge too far for me on Florida, to answer your question. And that's coming from a guy that predicted them in the playoffs and would like to be right.
Yeah, I do, and I knew you'll get to this team. There's a 2-loss team that's getting in right now.
Mississippi State, South Carolina. No, you've given up on South Carolina. Texas.
Well, obviously they have to win Saturday. That's starters because they don't have a strong enough schedule to say, oh, my gosh, 3 losses and they're in. Their schedule's not strong enough for that. Absolutely, positively do or die for them in the Cotton Bowl Saturday.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
And I think they're probably going to win that game because I think Hawkins is going to start, and I think it's going to be a little difficult with him going against that Texas defense. Then I think they're going to get some momentum. And then I think they beat Oklahoma. I think they're going to beat Kentucky. They're going to beat Mississippi State. They're probably going to beat Vanderbilt.
But then, give me after the bye week. Tell me what happens.
I mean,
Georgia's. This is the weakest Georgia's been in a long time.
Boy, Kirby has owned Sark.
He has, and it's in Sanford Stadium.
Yeah.
Probably by the end of night game at Sanford Stadium. Georgia beat you last year.
Yeah.
I saw a team go into Sanford Stadium and win at night just a few days ago.
You did, but it's a team that owns Georgia.
You know,
to Lance's point,
what's going to be a joke is if they lose to Georgia but win the rest, and at 9-3 they sit home and they end up getting in.
I just don't know that it's a strong enough schedule for them to get in at 9-3.
Yeah, that's just the SEC on rallying back. I mean, the Big Ten.
You want me to give you my 2 loss?
Nobody's given up on Michigan yet, have they?
Oh yeah, Michigan's not. Michigan's, to me, watching them against Wisconsin really struggle. And look, they might go to the Coliseum and beat USC this week, but Underwood is going to be really, really good. But that offense just hasn't come together yet. I mean, Justice Haynes is carrying that offense.
Michigan fan I encounter at church every Sunday, and we talk a little Michigan football, was very frustrated with the fact that when Biff Poggi was coaching, they kind of cut Underwood loose a little bit and let him play. And he's like, then Sherrone Moore comes right back this weekend, and it's like Underwood can't throw the football.
Well,
anymore.
I mean, this is like, if you're a Michigan fan, the results over the last couple of years have been good because you won a national championship 2 years ago. But through 5 games, they've got 17 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
With a guy that you've paid $8+ million for.
But the only ranked team they've got left is Ohio State.
That's right.
To your point.
And you guys talk about people owning people.
Yeah, and they're a one-loss team right now, and the only top 25 team they'll play the rest of the way is Ohio State.
Justice Haynes, you brought him up, maybe a Heisman Trophy contender when it's all said and done. He has gone for over 100 yards in every game and scored a touchdown in every game. 165 and 3 touchdowns, 120 and a touchdown, 120 and a touchdown, 101 and a touchdown, 117 and 2 touchdowns. Justice Haynes, who was in Tuscaloosa this time last year.
Yeah, I don't think I think they're good, but I think this is a tricky game. I think at Michigan State will be tricky. I think at Maryland will be tricky. And then Ohio State. I mean, they're going to lose another couple of games.
LT's 2-loss team, and then we will get to our upset alert in the next segment after I remind you that Bama and Auburn fans enjoy the refreshing taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Coke Zero Sugar, because fan work is thirsty work. It's there for you on game days. You deserve the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. Thank you to our friends at Coca-Cola. They'll be giving us a Diet Coke in about 35 minutes at the top of the hour. Look forward to that. Who's your 2-loss team right now?
Notre Dame's getting in. They're gonna roll off 10 straight wins. They're not gonna have any great wins out there. Chris Ash has figured this defense out over the last couple of weeks. I mean, limiting Arkansas, completely shutting down Boise, forcing the 6 turnovers. And when you go back and you look at the losses, 1 possession loss at Miami, who's going to finish undefeated in my opinion, and then you lost that crazy comeback at home against A&M. Those are losses that if you're the committee, you can look at and be like, damn, those are 2 really good teams, 1 possession, final possession losses, and they've won 10 straight since. They're going to have the outstanding quarterback play from C.J. Carr gets better and better. Notre Dame, and I think they're going to be a factor by then. I really do. I didn't see this at all because I thought the defense was trash through 3 weeks. But to me, they have really turned the corner, and I think they went out. And I think they're in.
If they're 10-2, they're in. Yeah, I mean, I
the
agree
2
with
losses
Lance.
are what appear to be 2 playoff teams.
Yeah, and I mean, again, as we say all the time about the NCAA tournament, guys, y'all got to have 68 teams in this. We can't just say nobody's going to be in the tournament. They got to have 12 teams, but a 10-2 Notre Dame is going to be one of 12.
For potentially that second ACC team, it sucks for the fourth Big Ten team, 5th SEC team.
Yep, don't disagree.
Because Notre Dame's going to get in.
But if you wonder why Notre Dame remains independent, this is why. Because at 10-2, they're easily in.
So that's some of the rallies for the playoffs that we will see down the stretch here as we flip the calendar to October.
Do you have confidence Penn State can? Because it's going to require James Franklin to do something twice that he's never done once, and that's beat top 10 teams, or he's only done once.
I'm as worried about Iowa as I am Ohio State and Indiana.
Yeah. I mean, again, for those that don't know Penn State's schedule, after a bye, they've got to go to Ohio State, and they host Indiana, both right now top 10 teams. I don't know if Indiana will be by the time it rolls around, but Ohio State will, and they just can't lose another game, pure and simple. So Iowa, you think Iowa can?
No, I think Iowa can beat Penn State.
Oh, they can beat Penn State. Okay.
Yeah, I do. All right, so that is a little rally to the playoffs for some teams that maybe you've already thrown out with the trash. We will get to our upset alert, which we always do, coming up in our next segment. The show being brought to you today by our friends at Company Distilling. If you need a nice, relaxing drink while you watch football this Saturday night, you can get Company Distilling now locally.
It's such a great product. I've got the maple and the apple in the cabinet. Had some friends in town this past weekend. They wanted to sample some of that. I've had a lot of people reach out about the Company Distilling. And look, big news, Alabama. Company Distilling is now available not only in Alabama, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. Now available. Pick it up. It's a whiskey that is good as the company you keep. This is your moment to try it out. Find your bottle. Learn more at CompanyDistilling.com. You can go to that QR code. We've got some great giveaways. We will give you more information on that. But pick up a bottle at your local ABC store of Company Distilling.
And our great friends at the Pan Store reminding you it's game day every day for Alabama and Auburn fans. Okay, Auburn fans, you ready to go back to Jordan-Hare? How about some new gear? As it's going to be 61 degrees when the game hits 0 Saturday night in Jordan-Hare. You can be suited up, ready to go with Alabama and Auburn polos, hats, quarter zips, and a lot more famous name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua, and Gentile. Nothing says War Eagle or Roll Tide like our friends at the Pan Store. Great locations both in Huntsville and in Auburn, and in Tuscaloosa, and all over the Birmingham area. But you can get orders shipped anywhere in the world, pantstore.com. Pantstore.com. And for the ladies as well, holidays are coming up. Those fall boots, As I said, 61 at the end of the game this week at Jordan-Hare. I think the high will only touch 78, 79. So enjoy a nice fall day down at Auburn with those fall boots, rompers, dresses, free alteration, free gift wrapping, all right there at the Pants Store, pantstore.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR playoffs weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Our Bojangles tender moment of the day is actually a coach asking his fans not to do something. Tell us about Bojangles.
You can make Bojangles your tailgate destination or your college football watch party destination. Whether you're tailgating at the stadium or just catching a game on a college football Saturday on the TV, Bojangles can be your source. They've got those great hand-breaded chicken tenders and those great salsas to go with them. Whatever the case, whether it is at the stadium or on the road, make it Bojangles. It's bow time.
They do it at the opening kickoff in Lubbock, but occasionally they do it not in the opening kickoff. Sometimes it's after a score or a big play. And Joey McGuire is asking his students only to do it at the kickoff of the game and the fans inside the stadium of throwing the tortillas, because they are making it onto the field, and the Big 12 voted 15-1 last year, the one vote being Texas Tech's athletic director, that there are 2 warnings and then a 15-yard penalty if tortillas fly onto the field, onto the playing surface, out of the stands. And it has been a problem in games already this year. He's saying we're the most penalized team. We got too many penalties. We don't need this one. Kansas is coming to town. It's a big game. You're fired up for Texas Tech football like you've never been fired up before. Hundreds of tortillas fly on kickoff and now after scores and stuff. Throw it one time at the beginning. Don't throw it again, he says.
That is a not very functional, the tortilla. I had a couple for lunch yesterday. Really good breakfast tortillas for lunch, believe it or not. But I guess you would have to Frisbee it. I don't really get this, and I just saw on that little graphic it said the #1 tradition in football. Come on.
Late 80s is where it starts. So they've been doing it a long time. I mean, I'm familiar with the tradition. I did not know it had gotten to the point that they're actually making it on the field, because to Lance's point, that's a heck of a heat for a tortilla.
Well, down at that end near one end zone, it's not that far of a throw. It's probably here to that wall to get from the stands on the end zone. So not that far of a throw. I mean, I probably can't hit that wall with a tortilla.
I mean, that's,
I mean, you don't know where it's going to go.
Frisbee.
Yeah, it's not like everybody can participate either. Like, you've only got the first few rows that can really do it, because after that, you're just hitting somebody else with a tortilla.
In the back of the head.
Well, that happens. I think I would lightly toast mine. They may give it a little firmness.
I think you get more aerodynamics out of it.
I think the way they need to do this is full burritos wrapped in the foil.
That's right.
And just let them go, and when they hit, then you get the explosion.
Yeah, see what happens.
2 warnings. 15-yard penalty on the third one. Night game with Kansas. By the way, with David Bailey and Romello Heights, all the talk about Texas Tech's offense, they've yet to allow 15 or more points this year. 5 consecutive games. That's the first time Texas Tech's defense has done that since 1948.
Oh, hey, look,
my Lord, 1948.
Bought and paid for, and it is a really, really good defense. I'm telling you, it's a legitimate top 10 SEC defense.
I mean, we asked the question in the offseason frequently, honestly, because we talked about this guy a lot. Can you be a billionaire and buy your team into the college football playoff? And right now, the answer is trending towards yes for Texas Tech.
Sneaky game, Kansas and Texas Tech, 6:30 Fox, Tortillas and night game in Lubbock. Before we get to the spotlight, tell us about Hemp Hill, and we'll see if the Jayhawk pops up for anybody in the upset.
205-229-2090. That is the number you need to call. Make sure the heat is ready to roll when the weather starts to change. Whether it's plumbing, cooling, heating issues, any arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
The College Football Spotlight.
Sound the alarm. College football's upset alert.
The Shannara Spotlight brought to you by our guy Alexander Shannara every single day. He is headquartered in Birmingham for more than 24 years, a firm that has grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members that have recovered more than $2 billion. One thing Alexander wanted to do was create a firm that could handle any issue his community faced. They now not only handle personal injury claims, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, you pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
There hasn't been a week that's gone by that we haven't had at least one outright winner. Forget the covers, at least one outright winner in this segment between 5 picks, which is unheard of. Again, let's remind everybody of the rules before we get the standings again. Our upset alert rules are stolen, borrowed straight from College Game Day, where you must have at least a 4.5 underdog, under 4.5 points. 5 points for the cover, 5 points plus the spread for the outright win, and that's where there have been a lot of gets for Forster and Brownie so far this year. Let's see the standings. so far, and Forrester is leading the way. Did you do it again this past week, Forrester?
Hey, I did. I've got a little issue with my standings update here.
Oh, no.
I thought I had it downloaded, and it downloaded last week's again.
Oh.
So I am. I'll have it up here in a minute.
Okay, well, I will let everybody know that you are leading the way in the standings. God, I've seen you a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Last check, Forster's got 61 points with four outright winners.
Here we go.
That's crazy.
Four outright winners through 6 weeks.
I mean, that's pretty nuts.
Do you start thinking about this on Sunday, or do you just do it in the morning on Tuesday? Honestly.
No, I start thinking about what my animation might be on Sunday.
Yeah, Sky has to think ahead more than any of us.
So 4 outright winners in 6 weeks of at least 4.5 points. You can tell with 61 points as a total, it's been more than that. Have you covered in any of the other 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 7 for 7. It's four outright wins, 3 covers. 7 for 7.
My gosh.
Well, wait, this is only week 7, so we've only done 6, right?
Did we do a week 0?
Yeah, we did a week 0.
Yeah, he even hit the warm up. I mean, that's he had a good range session.
And that was the one where Lance and I both almost got Cincy at
Nebraska. Yeah. But if they played again, Cincy
that was
would
week
beat
1.
them.
Scott, that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Congrats.
Brownie, though, in the standings is got 3 outright winners and 52.5. I've got 2. Lance has 1. Brooks has covered now the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a row, right, Brooks?
2 weeks prior to this, ULM got curb stomped by
they
Northwestern.
did.
I was not expecting that at all.
What happened there? I know ULM's not great.
Even Stanford Steve was on that pick on game day. So.
Everybody liked that one, and boy, they just got destroyed by Northwestern.
All right, so let's see. If there's Stanford Steve, I mean, you want to be Boston Brooks? I mean, do you want to?
Boston Brooks.
Yeah.
No.
You start us off. You're still in last place. Who do you have for us? Upset alert.
I'm going to go with the South Carolina Gamecocks, plus 9.5 at LSU. They should have won that game last year in Columbia. I'm not very high on LSU. I think LSU might still win the game, but I'm optimistic that South Carolina can go in and at least cover and maybe win outright. So,
God, you're killing us with the ink.
Man, look at that though. That's a good South Carolina. That's a tough logo to draw. I tried that one before.
The chicken is hard, so I just figured I'd make the C pop a little more.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, all right.
Big C, little chicken.
Yeah, so there you go. That's South Carolina for him.
Oh, I'd be bad for Brian Kelly. Boy, his post-game press conference at home if they lose this one.
Yep.
I
looked at it.
I think it would be fun to watch.
I looked at it. Didn't want to draw it because, as you said, the chicken gets hard in there. I did it one year.
Tough cock to draw, Jim.
It is. LT, what do you have for us, man?
So I don't know if you guys remember this. If you go back 14 years ago, one of the most unbelievable 10 years in SEC football history was coming to a close, and we didn't even realize it.
That's right. We didn't know.
This was a top 5 team. The last time this guy was the head coach of this team, they had won 8 of 9 games. They had beaten 4 top 15 teams. Now they roll into Old Rocky Top. Neyland, 315 kick. Arkansas catching the 12.5, total of 69. They will pull out all the stops coming off a bye. Arkansas has lost 3 consecutive games. Tennessee has not played a mobile quarterback yet. Taylon Green is a guy that is averaging over 8 yards per carry. The closest they've gotten to a mobile quarterback was Gunnar Stockton, who went 13 carries, 38 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
I think Taylon Green has a day. I think this thing comes down to the wire. I'm going to go to say it. Arkansas wins game outright.
You think Arkansas upsets Tennessee? You don't need them. So,
and I tried to do the
sideways.
Yeah.
The running hog.
My buddy,
running hog was more difficult
I like
for
that
me.
One. That was good.
That's not bad.
My buddy Matt, who is a Tennessee fan, the Sunday they fired Sam Pittman and went to Petrino, I told him, you're catching them at the worst possible time. Coming off a bye, players are pissed. They're trying to prove the people wrong. Shouldn't have fired Sam. Petrino is trying to get this job on a full-time. He can say he's not.
No, he says he is, Sam.
Okay, so he's back on it.
Wants to be interviewed.
Well, look, I mean, 64 years old. I mean, I think you can get a good, maybe 10 years out of it.
So what's he got to lose? I mean, it's going to be offensively, it is going to be foot on the gas the whole time. You're going to have to defend them 60 minutes. Now, their defense has been atrocious, so much so that the first thing Petrino did was fire the defensive coordinator. So that's something you got to figure out there. But I like this play right here.
Yeah. You're not going to like mine.
Why? It's going to be the Kansas Jayhawks. You've only mentioned it twice.
It is not.
Wow.
I'm gonna go into a league where the host team, got shocked last week in a 31-30 loss, and I'm gonna go with Troy to go in and beat Texas State. Sometimes I can just go with simple logos because I'm running late this morning.
That's what I was going to say. Something had to happen with your schedule because there is no chance that you wouldn't do.
I was about 30 minutes late, so I said I can draw Troy's logo. So I couldn't shade the gray, but I went with this. Troy getting 9.5, opened at 13.5, which caught my attention, down to 9.5. Arkansas State surprised Texas State last week. And for Troy, they lost 28-7 to Memphis, 27-16 to Clemson, and they've beaten Buffalo and South Alabama since then. I'll take Troy on the road in, was that San Marcos?
San Marcos, Texas, absolutely.
Yep. And I'll take Troy to try to get me a win or at least another cover. And I've been great at covering by half a point, so I'll take that half point and see if I can get within the 9 there. And that gets us to the leader, Forrester. What do you have for us, man?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Scott.
So one of the things that I do look for, I like home dogs.
That is always good.
I like teams catching points at home.
In the friendly confines.
Yeah.
I didn't go that way this time.
You didn't have a lot of them. I like to look for that too.
I couldn't find that. I couldn't find a pick that I just loved this week. So this is going to be more about my disbelief in the team that I'm picking against. I just don't buy Texas A&M. We're going to Kyle Field. I got Billy Napier and the Gators because all of our upset alert picks for Florida have gone really well this year, right?
That's as good as we've done. That's the one we've missed on.
But I like the Gators. They're gonna eat some Aggie yell leaders there at Kyle Field. Billy Napier is gonna rise from the dead. And Albert and Alberta are gonna have a dance party.
I gotta see it again. I like them eating the yell leaders. Somebody needs to.
Yeah. Only 2 out of the 3 though.
I love Billy Napier coming up out of the casket.
Billy Napier out of the casket. Man, that looks just like Billy Napier.
Best coach in America is Billy Napier when he is about to get fired. That's
what I'm saying.
He figures it out.
Counting on it.
Does he realize it right now?
Who, Billy?
Yeah.
He did last week, Lance.
He did.
I don't know if you watched the Texas game.
Look at Billy Napier
rising
I'm
out of the casket.
It's a get out of the casket game for
all
Billy
inclusion with all body parts for the mascots there.
Yeah. 2 out of 3. The one backs out.
Yep,
that's right. Lucky guy.
Yeah. Billy. That is hilarious. I wish that was longer. I wish that part was longer. All right. Thank you, Forrester. Okay, the Bandits back with us.
One field goal done away, and I got an outright win. This stupid Baylor kicker made a 53-yarder.
Yeah, wasn't a chippy either.
And 53-yarder. I liked where I stood. Kansas State's got the lead. Actually, a 2-score lead. They give it up on the road, and that stupid Baylor kicker made a 53-yarder.
I can't believe he made it.
I hope he went to church the next day, Baptist school. He better have been in church thinking the good Lord he made that 53-yarder. Kansas State came back and had a field goal. Tim, of course, got it blocked. Can't depend on Kansas State. I don't know what's happened to that program, but that's what cost me the outright win. But I still gave us 5 points last week. 5 points. We got another cover. Bandit's been red hot. I hate to tell you, Bandit has been red hot. And I tell you what, y'all do a segment when I'm not here, but I've been telling Brown who to pick. You call it your Whackers Out Wednesday. Is that what y'all call
Whacked
it?
Out Wednesday.
Whacked Out Wednesday. Apologies. I completely misunderstood what the segment was about.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
That'd be an HR problem, right?
A lot of Ohio State in tomorrow's show.
Yeah. Oh, is there? I've given Brown back-to-back picks in that one. How's he done? Do you remember? I told him 2 weeks ago, take Duke at Syracuse. Did he do that?
Yeah, that was
a whacked-out win. And then I told him last week, take Pitt. Blow out for Pitt. What happened there?
There was a whacked-out
win. So I think he's 2-0 thanks to me. I'm giving him the picks.
Well, we don't keep standings there.
We don't keep standings. I do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, if Dunaway starts winning, we'll keep standings.
Well, I thought we had enough games going on.
I told him.
You want Brooks to lose another one.
I told Brown, Friday pick 3, you're on your own. I'm dug in by Friday. I can't help you on the pick 3, you're on your own. So I don't know how he's doing on the pick 3.
Not good.
Well, that makes sense because I'm picking everything else for the idiot. So I've been locked into this Pitt team. You know what they did last week? They changed quarterbacks.
Yep. Eli Holstein out.
They changed quarterbacks, and what they do? They blew out who they're playing.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it was an absolute pistol whipping. I'm not going to pretend like I can even say the kid's name. Heinschinksel or something like that. But it doesn't matter.
Bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much there, Tyler. Thank you. It doesn't matter because that kid absolutely tore it up.
Mason Heinschel. You're
going to bless Jim too?
Yeah. 30 of 41, 323 yards, 4 touchdowns.
In his first start against Boston College, guess what? He's going to do it again. Florida State. One thing you never want to do is let a team beat you twice, and that's what Miami's going to do to Florida State. They're still licking their wounds after that tough loss. So built up. That rivalry is back and all of that. Pitt's going to come down to Tallahassee. They're catching 10.5 points at the Doak.
Not an altitude game.
Not an altitude game. In fact, it's probably a humidity game. Might rain. Who knows? But 10.5 points is too many. Tyler, in fact, those 10.5 points,
we don't need them.
We don't need them. Pitt wins it outright. Pittsburgh Panthers, the curse of Pitt, outright winners at the Doak.
I'll take Florida State in that one because you literally forgot to dot your I's.
No, there's no dot. There's no dot on the Pitt I. Go look at it.
There's no dot.
I think they think like the P for Pitt.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Go look at it.
So there's no dot.
If you think the Brown Bandit's going to screw up the logo stretch I'm on right now, spacing.
He's right.
Thank you, Tyler. Spacing was an issue. I don't know why we got all the dead space here at the bottom. Spacing was an issue, but no, there's no dot on the Pitt I.
All right. He not dotting his I's.
I'll dot
but
your
he did
I.
cross his T's looking for a win. That's our Upset Alert, brought to you by Alexander Shannara. The show also being brought to you by our friends at Johnston RV Center. If you were going to go anywhere, Brown Bandit, would you go in a Johnston RV?
Look how close that is to what I actually drew. I didn't do the yellow outline this week. That's a waste of time. I would go in a Johnston RV, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. And always online at johnstonrvcenter.com. Great deals for you right now as they get rid of 2025s and make sure they got plenty of room for 2026s, as low as $179 a month on that Avenger LT16FQ. Don't forget that fifth wheel, as low as $589 a month with approved credit. Great deals at Johnston RV and RV warranty forever. Make sure you got a lifetime on everything that is new or qualifying pre-owned when you go to Johnston RV. Again, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online at johnstonrvcenter.com.
And Sleep Home Alabama, sleeper pick tonight. I lost last night. I don't know how you did in baseball, but I'm going to go Tigers tonight.
Tigers, your sleeper pick. Again, another winning night for us at lanceslike.com. Sleeper pick, always brought to you by our friends at CPAP Plus. 5 locations for the O'Neill brothers throughout the state of Alabama. Birmingham, Trustful, Pelham, Foley, Troy, Alabama's best home sleep testing at CPAP. Nobody wants to deal with the lab. You don't want to deal with the insurance, but what you want is 8 quality hours of sleep. Very important for your health. Make sure you're sleeping properly. You can do it with that $199 home sleep test from CPAP Plus at sleephomealabama.com. No lab, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices, clinically validated. They connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. To get this right now and have it delivered to your door, go to sleephomealabama.com.
Take the follow Scott. Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Before we get to the top of the hour, our friends at Alabama Power bringing you the final 63 minutes of this show today. Brownie, stay connected.
You can with Alabama Power. I took that bite a little deep in the break. My bad.
That's okay.
I'm good now. Is your power bill higher than expected? Chances that it may be. Well, changes in your energy use, especially with Alabama's crazy weather, could be the reason. Check Alabama Power's My Power Usage tool. It is absolutely free. It helps you track how much energy you're using and when. It's a great way to spot patterns and avoid surprises. Plus, Alabama Power offers easy tips to help you save. Visit alabamapower.com/mypowerusage to learn how to manage your usage and keep cost in check.
All right, before we get to the top of the hour and to our 4 downs, which is up next, Tyler, I did want to remind everybody that Friday our show is on the road. We are in Auburn before the big Georgia-Auburn game on Saturday night. Friday, we're moving our show time to 11 to 2 o'clock, so back 2 hours. And we'll be live at Sky Bar coming up, thanks to our friends at Adams Beverage and Bud Light.
Yeah, looking forward to great Bud Light specials. We'll have merchandise, a lot of giveaways. So make sure you join us 11 to 2, a different start time, different kick time, so to speak, for the Next Round. Coming to you live from Sky Bar. The first time the 3 of us have done a live weekday show from Auburn. Really looking forward to this as we get ready for Georgia-Auburn on Saturday night.
All right, so it's a big game weekend down there. Scheduled to be with us, Stephen Pearl, new head basketball coach at Auburn. By the way, really funny from their social media account yesterday. They did Auburn trivia with Stephen Pearl on Media Day as they walked around and took different pictures at different parts of the arena. They asked him different questions, not all basketball related. One of them was all-time leading rebound leader at Auburn in basketball.
Charles Barkley?
That's exactly the way Stephen Pearl answered it.
Yeah,
Charles Barkley.
That's who you want to say.
They didn't give me the answers. I assumed when they gave it that was the correct answer.
Yeah,
Well, if it's not,
I mean, I would say it was Barkley, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel great about it.
I know.
Then they were like, when was Auburn University founded? And he was like, there's a restaurant in town called 1854 or whatever the name of that. I don't know if that's right,
Okay.
but the name of the bar is named after the year.
Damn, they're putting him on the spot with
Yeah,
that one.
really? These are tough.
They're paying you a lot of money now, Stephen. When was the university founded?
The thing that he actually struggled with the most was actually spinning the basketball in his finger, but he finally gets it right at the end of the video. Stephen's scheduled to be with us live at Sky Bar for a segment, though, around a speaking engagement he has, so we look forward to talking to him. Ironically, we've got an announcement about his very first game on the Auburn sideline in uniform. That'll be here in Birmingham at Boutwell Auditorium, which is already next week. So they'll be in uniform playing an exhibition game in Birmingham next week, will Auburn.
Yeah, crazy to think we are already to exhibition basketball season. That just shows you how quick October is going by. But next Wednesday, Auburn takes on Oklahoma State, 7 o'clock, the Ballin In Boutwell, presented by Hibbett and Nike. And then the next day, Thursday, October 16th, Alabama's men's team takes on Florida State at 7 o'clock. Ballin In Boutwell. I believe both games are sold out. Small venue, so secondary market for tickets. But you can go to Ballin In Boutwell, ballininboutwell.com for more info on that. But if you cannot make it, on Hibbett's YouTube page, and if there are other outlets, we'll let you know, but certainly on Hibbett's YouTube page, you can watch the games. And both those games, you'll see the three of us idiots telling you what's happening. No guest. This is not a Huntsville situation.
Okay.
Auburn fans.
So just straight basketball.
Straight basketball this time.
Well,
Auburn
look,
fans.
I'm excited about this because you guys were able to be at the venue last year. I was in Knoxville for Alabama, Tennessee, and you guys were there. It was a Friday night Boutwell game, and I saw the social media post, but I didn't actually see the broadcast. But according to you guys, it was a really cool, intimate
great atmosphere.
Yeah,
great atmosphere. Alabama, they beat Wake Forest pretty good. So the game wasn't necessarily like a cliffhanger, and this is preseason basketball. But it was a great atmosphere.
But here is why you want to be inside Ballin at Boutwell. By the way, you can see Sanford with Lenny Acuff. Get a chance to see his new look Sanford team. They play a game down there next week. A couple of women's games as well. All part of it, so you can get it all on the website. If you can't make it in for the Alabama or Auburn games, or maybe you want to go to all of them, you can get tickets for all of that, all going next week, all at Boutwell Auditorium. But specifically for Alabama and Auburn, for Auburn, it's the first chance to see what they look like with Stephen Pearl calling the shots.
That's right.
And you only have Tahad Pettiford back. So much like last year's Alabama team, you were like, who are all these guys? Mm-hmm. These new guys. It was the first chance for you to see them. Auburn had so many players back last year. This year, there's just one guy back for Auburn. So it's your first chance to either watch them on the Hibbett's YouTube channel, YouTube page, or be at Boutwell Auditorium to see what, A, it looks like with Stephen Pearl calling the shots, and B, what these other 11 guys in the orange and blue look like. And that's going to be fascinating to see. So that's big on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, you have the guys you know back, more people back for Alabama, but all the new guys on the inside and what they look like with Nate Oates and company in Tuscaloosa. So first chance to see them Wednesday and Thursday at Boutwell Auditorium. Pretty big deal there. Can't wait to see them.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. We'll remind you on our social media, but 7 o'clock, the Hibbett's Sports YouTube page, and we'll send out the link. So if you follow us at Next Round Live, we'll send you the link where you can watch the game for sure. And you can see us do the game if you can't make it in. We're excited about that. We enjoy doing those. And it's a great opportunity to see both teams Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah. So, by the way, as we get to the final hour of the show now, brought to you by our friends at Champy's. Good news on Terrion Arnold of the Lions. His shoulder injury, not as bad as first expected. So not season ending.
Yeah.
Not requiring surgery. That is really big for the Lions and for Terrion.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people right now with the losses from both Philadelphia and Buffalo this past week. If you asked around the NFL, I think a lot of people would say Detroit, best team right now in the NFL. I have no problem with that after that week one weird offensive output in Green Bay. But Terrion Arnold has really, he had some struggles, got beat a lot last year, which you understand from a rookie cornerback. But that is big news from Detroit because what you were hearing over the weekend, I think they were kind of leaning it was going to be season-ending.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was going to require season-ending surgery. Not as bad as first thought. Maybe the season not done for our buddy Terrion Arnold. and the Detroit Lions. This hour brought to you by Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew. Lunch, it's now open. It's hot. It's piping hot because it's brined overnight. It's cooked to order. It is the fried chicken, the hand-cut chicken fingers, the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales with the right amount of heat. You may not be a tamale fan if you've never had the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. Try these at Champy's, and I think you would fall in love with the tamale. It is delicious. The in-house made sides and desserts. Happy hour is great. Perfect for tailgating at Jordan Hare this weekend or to watch the Bama game early over lunch from Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster, and also by our buddy Dr. B. Tell us about Dr. B, LT.
Dr. B, best in business, had an old friend of ours reach out yesterday. I think I told Brown about this, and he was like, hey, man, I've heard you talking about Dr. B, and, you know, how legitimate is this? And I said, man, I have been blown away with the results. Look, doesn't matter when you get in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whenever it is, you start to thin out. Dr. Beckenstein is the best in the business. And I told him this, like, go in. If your hair follicles are dead, Dr. B is going to tell you, I can't do anything for you.
He did that to me.
He did that for Dunaway. For me and Brown, though, he was like, hey, you guys have some hope. Let's try this non-invasive treatment. I do it 3 times a week on the couch, 30 minutes each time. My hair is more than doubled in thickness. Right now, T3's got that test. It's easy, painless, affordable, takes seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. Men and women ordering products online don't even know if they work. Stop wasting money and critical time while you're losing hair on things that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. Beckenstein and that great staff. Find out what will work. 205-319-0316. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, t3hair.net.
All right. 4 downs in a second, but while we brought up the NFL, if I asked you right now, MVP of the league, who is it?
MVP of the league right now.
If the season ended right now.
I can't go Dak Prescott as good as he's been because the Cowboys still aren't a playoff team. Stafford's been really good. Baker Mayfield has been really good.
I was going to say Baker Mayfield.
I was going to say Baker Mayfield.
Were you?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, you look at they're 4-1. All 4 wins have been on possessions where he's come back on a final possession to win them the game. He's been incredible.
Yeah.
And I heard
their winning points, to LT's point, has been in the final 60 seconds of every one of their games.
That's right. And it's been Baker Mayfield drive. It's not like y'all broke off a long run or something like that.
I didn't realize Jim Gray still does that weekly podcast, and his guest was Matt Stafford last night. So when I was going to the New York Butcher Shop, I was really tuned in, and they did a segment that was just about Baker Mayfield and how he's, rejuvenated, how he's got another chapter, and it really is pretty incredible where he was in Cleveland to where he is right now with Tampa. And I believe Tampa is one of the 6, 7, 8 best teams right now in football. They go on the road to Seattle with a ton of injuries and find a way to win that game, and a lot of it had to do with Baker. So I don't have a problem with Baker right now.
Yeah, I thought Tristan Wirfs back, which was huge for that game.
And when's Bucky Irving coming back? Because I thought that was going to cost y'all that game.
Maybe a couple of more. Games.
That's unfortunate.
I thought a little depth at running back, and running backs aren't as huge as they used to be.
No, but Bucky Irving's a good running back.
The fact that Ibuka has been as good as he has.
Yeah.
You almost, I don't know how you can lock it down after 5 weeks, but he's almost a lockdown, massive favorite for Rookie of the Year. I got to bring it up just because it's the Rams, but Stafford does lead the league in passing yards. Puka Nacua is on a record pace right now. He has been absolutely dominant.
And Cooper Kupp almost killed us. Almost won the game for Seattle.
Yeah, and he's just kind of that, Jackson Smith and Jigba is obviously their go-to.
I know, but every time they needed – 3rd down and 9, it would be 3rd and 10 to Cooper to Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
If it was 3rd and 7, it would be 8 yards to Kupp. It was the most, or 7.5, just enough inside. I was like, no, I didn't get there. And they showed on replay, half-yard first down.
Do you think though, Puka 52 receptions through 5 games, so obviously over 10 per, and 588 over 115 yards per game. That's pretty incredible.
No, it is. It is pretty incredible. I tell you a guy that could play his way in there, and I know I've been really high on this team all offseason, is Bo Nix.
Nance said it. I said it yesterday on the show. Jim Nance said after his interview with Tracy on the field, they flew straight to London. A rising star in this league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's got enough around him. I would say like Daniel Jones would have a better opportunity because I think the Colts, and people love the redemption.
Yeah.
That comeback story. But I think Daniel Jones has got to be in the mix too.
Yeah.
4 downs today brought to you in part by our friends at MyBookie. Before we do 4 downs, Brownie, you have that casino code now, right?
Yeah, I was looking at that. If you'll give me 2 seconds, I'll pull it up. The casino code right now at MyBookie, 150% casino bonus up to $750. That is when you sign up with code NEXTROUNDCasino. Next Round Casino. People love the casino there at MyBookie. It's got a casino and a live casino in addition to the sports book. 150% casino bonus up to $750 if you sign up with code NEXTROUNDCasino. So you can use that code, NEXTROUNDCasino, for that. If you like the sports book, code NEXTROUND is probably going to be your best play there because that's going to be a bet back bonus when you sign up of up to $500. You make your first bet, they cover it up to $500 and goes right back into your account if you don't get it right, and you can play again right away. Just a quick point spread check for the Alabama football teams this weekend. The Crimson Tide still a 3-point favorite at Missouri. The Auburn Tigers playing that home game against the Georgia Bulldogs, and Auburn is a 3.5-point underdog at Jordan-Hare Stadium. It's just 2 games. You can play them all. Major League Baseball postseason, NFL, college football, all of that right there at mybookie.ag. Code NEXTROUND when you sign on at mybookie.ag. Get that sign-up bonus of a $500 up to $500, bet back bonus. Your first bet covered up to $500. If you lose right there, it's back into your account at mybookie.ag. Or if you want the casino, code NEXTROUNDCasino when you sign up. 150% casino bonus. 150% of your first entry there up to $750. That's at MyBookie. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. mybookie.ag.
First down.
More wins moving forward, the Chiefs or the Georgia Bulldogs?
So Georgia has played 5 games, right?
Yeah, and I'm giving, so we're going Chiefs regular season.
Yeah.
And we'll go Georgia the entirety
Georgia
of the
has
season.
played 5 games, so they've got minimum 7 left.
But you're saying Georgia all their wins.
All their wins,
wins. So whether it's a bowl or the college football playoff, throw in the SEC championship.
I'll give Georgia.
I think Georgia ends up 9-3, so they'll give them.
So Kansas City seems like a 10-7 team to me.
Yeah. So that's 8 more wins. Do I get all of Kansas City wins?
No. You just get regular
season.
season.
Point forward.
Yeah, regular season for Kansas City and then Georgia.
But the 2 they already have, I can count those 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was this point forward.
No. I think there's 8 more wins for Kansas City in the regular season. I'm guessing 10 would be the number.
Yeah. If they get to 10, they win. I think Georgia's 9-3.
I think I'm going to go Georgia here.
The safe hedge would be Kansas City.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to play Georgia.
Yeah.
This weekend is pivotal though, and I don't love Georgia this weekend.
Yeah.
Tough game, man.
Yeah, I know you guys. It seems like everybody up here but me has talked themselves into Auburn for this one. I think I'm going to go Georgia. Kansas City just feels a little bit flawed. And to Lance's point, Jim, they've started losing all the one-possession games they used to win all the time.
Do you like Georgia this weekend, though?
I do. I guess I'm the only one here on the panel. But, yeah, I like Georgia to win.
Forrester, where are you on that game? Because last week we talked about it a little bit. And I guess I misquoted you.
We misquoted Scott. So let's get it on the record.
I'm conflicted.
I am too, actually. I don't trust Hugh at this point. I don't trust this offense.
I've got a feeling they're going to win.
Okay, feeling.
I've got a feeling.
Scott is feeling.
Yeah, I was talking.
It's not a prediction. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to be surprised if they win that game because of where it is. Now, if it was in Athens, I would feel the opposite.
I mean, and it's a night game. Night game, Jordan-Hare. When do they lose those?
I told Dunaway, and I don't know if you guys would agree with this. It seems like Kirby knows that the days of dominating the SEC are over, and it's like every week it's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
So, I think they're going to come prepared each and every week, but this seems like one of those moments, much like Florida last week. Coming off the bye, they knew if they didn't win that game, the season is completely flushed.
Yeah.
They came out. The offense looked completely different. And, if you're an Auburn fan, you got to be optimistic. Why can't we do what Florida did this past week?
Where's Brooks on it? I just got to see where I stand here. Brooks, where are you on the Deep South's oldest rivalry Saturday?
Brooks just left the room.
Okay.
Briefly.
My apologies.
We're dealing with some behind-the-scenes issues right now.
I'm just saying that
technical issues. Nothing wrong with the show.
Gotcha.
Nighttime Jordan-Hare last year Alabama A&M 73-3 last year. Night game New Mexico 45-19. Night game Texas A&M 43-41 in 4 overtimes. So good they had to do it 4 times. That's nighttime Jordan Hare last year with Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
We know what they've been this year at home.
So I know where you are on this.
So nighttime Jordan Hare. I need to go back to 2023. I like Auburn this weekend.
Well,
nighttime Jordan Hare.
We said coming into the season, Hugh is on a hot seat. He needed to beat Alabama or Auburn this year. I mean, this is a great opportunity Saturday night.
Yep.
Second down.
Moving forward, more wins. The Jacksonville Jaguars or Florida State?
Oh, I think Florida State's going to end up an 8-4 type team. And this Jacksonville team's obviously good. So I'm going to go Jags.
28-21 Ole Miss in 2023. It's the last time Hugh lost at home.
Last night game loss?
At night,
home.
under the lights at Jordan Hare.
Okay,
Under the lights at Jordan Hare. Now, what was the question again?
Moving forward, more wins. The Jags or the Noles?
The Jacksonville Jaguars or the Florida State Seminoles? Now, you're saying moving forward again. So do I get the 4?
Yeah, you're just getting – I mean, you're –
so is it this point forward?
Yeah,
or
it's
no?
both. You've already got what they've got.
End of the year. By the end of the year.
Yeah, by the end of the year, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I think I'm going to Jags too.
Yeah.
I just, again, I'm going to stand by what I said about Florida State. The Monday after the Bama game, I was like, I think that's an 8-4 team that just beat Alabama. I think that's where they're going to end up, as you can see by my drawing. I think they're going to lose potentially on Saturday and have 3 straight losses. And I think this is a good Jacksonville team. I mean, I don't think this is a fluke at all.
Yeah.
I think they're good. So I'll go Jags.
Yeah.
Third down.
I agree with you.
We got to play them in London.
See, of course you do. It's Jacksonville. They play in Europe every year.
Okay, before Scott's head explodes, there are celebrity birthdays that I'm going to match up here.
Okay.
Charles Woodson, the ex-great corner, Heisman Trophy winner, 49 years old. John Cougar Mellencamp is 74. Better career, Charles Woodson, John Cougar.
Well, at one moment in time, John Cougar Mellencamp was pretty cool, but Charles Woodson is a Hall of Famer. John Cougar Mellencamp's not going to be a Hall of Famer. I mean, blood on the scarecrow, blood on the plow, rain on the scarecrow.
That is correct. That's what was on the 2 items.
Little pink houses, cuts like a knife, or is that Brian
No,
Adams?
that's Brian Adams.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jack and Diane.
Jack and Diane.
Get a little chili dog behind the Tasty Freeze.
So
You
there
brought
you
that
go.
up.
That's a little mini block concert, 3 songs right there, or 2 for Tuesday. I got 2 of them out. Charles Woodson, Heisman Trophy winner, NFL Hall of Famer. I'll go Charles Woodson. And a good broadcast.
I think I'm going to lean Woodson.
I think I'd go Charles Woodson as well. Dunaway's right. Mellencamp had a moment in the 80s where he was pumping out some hits right there, and kind of ended for him. But, I mean, I think he's still touring, singing those hits. So I will go – I always felt like John Mellencamp was a poor man's Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
crazy?
fair. No, that's
Yeah.
fair.
So, but I will go Charles
Yeah,
Woodson
I didn't like either one.
Yeah.
But
Mellencamp I probably like better than Springsteen, but I always felt like he was a poor man's Springsteen.
I thought he was a flyover state Brian Adams.
Clearly, you gave him one of Adams' hits.
Fourth down.
Was it Brian Adams, a flyover state Brian Adams? Where's
Brian
Brian
Adams.
Adams from?
I don't know. I always pictured
Brian
him.
Adams is from Canada.
Is he Canadian? I
Yeah.
thought Ryan Adams was Canadian.
No, Brian Adams. Maybe Ryan Adams is for sure. Brian
Yeah.
Adams is.
Oh, okay.
Brian Adams is Canadian.
He's a Canuck. All right, my bad. I was thinking that was Ryan Adams. Drop the B.
Okay, Mookie Betts, 33 years old. Simon Cowell, 66. Mookie Betts, Simon Cowell.
I think it's Simon Cowell. I mean,
Ryan Adams is from North Carolina.
Oh, there you go. Not a flyover state. That's a battleground state. Simon Cowell.
Make everything political.
Simon Cowell Dunaway turned. I mean, nobody had ever heard of this guy before American Idol.
They had in England.
Oh,
yeah,
had
because
they?
he was doing the X Factor.
Oh, he was doing X Factor in England? I thought they pulled this guy off like some record producer or something.
No, I think he had already done a reality show that was American Idol-like, and I think it was the X Factor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I always just thought.
But anyway,
Simon
he
Cowell,
started like,
my vision of him was he was working in the record industry.
He was.
And American Idol was like, well, we need somebody that kind of lends some credibility from the record industry, so go get this guy.
I'm saying that definitively. And
I think you're right.
But I'm not positive on that.
Yeah.
Boy, I did like the early seasons of American Idol. It was so fresh, so different. And it was relative. Like, if you won American Idol, you did big things.
And I liked the fact, Dunaway, that Simon Cowell was willing to be the villain. He was willing to wear the black hat on that show when Paul Abdul only wanted to wear the white hat and Randy Jackson only wanted to wear the white hat. And Simon Cowell was like, I'll be the one that tears them apart. If they're not good, I'll take that and I'll do it.
So first was the British television talent competition Pop Idol, 2001. The X Factor UK was 2004. American Idol started in 2002. So Pop Idol was the first.
Yeah. Okay.
This is tough because Mookie Betts has done everything. He's won an American League World Series with the Red Sox. He's won 2 with the Dodgers. He's won an MVP. He's won a batting title.
Yeah.
And he still has an opportunity to win another one this year. I'm going to kind of agree with you. Simon Cowell prints money.
He does.
Yeah. I'm going to go Mookie Betts, though I don't like, what's that word when you only care about things in America, Brown? You don't care about things in the world?
Nationalism.
Jingoistic.
Jingoistic. But I think nationalism is probably the better way to go because I can say that
He
one.
had not made it in America, so he was nothing until he came here. I understand your thinking. But
That's true in my mind.
But I'm going to go Mookie Betts.
Yeah, okay.
And that's 4 downs. Brought to you today in part by our friends at Talladega, getting you ready for another great racing weekend. Boy, one person told me one time, Brown, if you've never been to Talladega, just a people watch.
Just the whole spectacle of it, Dunaway. Whether you're a NASCAR fan or not, the whole spectacle of Talladega Superspeedway is something you've never seen before. I highly recommend you go participate this year at the Yellowwood 500 weekend, which starts 1 week from Friday, 17th, 18th, and 19th. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com to reserve your spot or call 877-GO-TO-DEGA. You can reserve your spot in the grandstands, in the infield, in the camping area. The garage experience presented by Cool Ray. Also the concert in the infield, Whiskey Myers. That's on Saturday night. All that information right there at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
Before I do cut 5, 2 things. One, I don't say it enough. Tyler does an amazing job having to put up with me throughout the show. How many hand signals and stuff do I do all the time, Tyler?
All of them. And you mix them up.
Yeah.
Mix them up.
There are times that I
keeps me
think
on my toes.
Times I think Tyler should read my mind, and at times he does. So I don't say it enough on the air. Tyler does a wonderful job, and it's inside baseball behind the curtains. We went to the break a little early in the last segment. That was all on me. I was reading, trying to come up with a better sleeper pick tonight than the one I gave Lance.
Right.
As he was reading CPAP. And Lance may have stopped talking. We may have sat in silence for 30 minutes. I don't know. Because I was caught up on a hockey story trying to pick a winner tonight.
At a hockey? You can go with an ice pick?
Between the Penguins and the Rangers. And then all of a sudden I'm about to talk again. And Tyler went on and punched the break, which he should have done if we're sitting in silence. If everybody had shut up. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I was so caught up in the start of the NHL tonight that I was looking like, should I go Penguins as a sleeper pick for the CPAP commercial against the Rangers, or should I go somewhere else?
Right.
Should I go with the Kings tonight? So I'm all caught up like, I don't know who I should pick in a meaningless throwaway nothing that had nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Right.
Lance, I assume, had finished reading, and Tyler's like, the old guys are not saying anything. I'm just going to hit a commercial break here, and we're going to do a welfare check on Dunaway.
Well, I also thought you had signaled break, but you could have just been signaling to Brown like the next read or something.
Yeah, or I could have been trying to
just scrolling on
trying to do this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
trying to do this on my NHL pick. So, not your fault, my fault. I know it can beat you up sometimes. That if you feel like you've missed something up. It was on me. It's all on me.
All good. Thank you.
Secondly, I'm going to make a huge leap here, but bear with me. Ty Simpson, Alabama quarterback, 2019 Heisman Trophy winner Joe Burrow. Bear with me, though, okay?
Okay. All right. I'm following you. Let's go.
I didn't get Lance's attention.
No, you did. I mean, I completely disagree.
Okay.
Ty Simpson.
Okay.
2019 Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Right now, through 5 games, 13 touchdowns, 1 interception for Ty. Joe had 22 and 3 interceptions.
That's pretty even. Okay.
Alabama's played a much tougher schedule than LSU had at that time in 2019.
I've got LSU scheduled. Do you have it?
I have it written down.
Okay.
I was doing that almost when I was probably doing ice picks, too.
That's right.
Florida State for Bama in the opener. Georgia Southern for LSU.
That's right.
La Monroe, Texas.
On the road.
Wisconsin, Northwestern State. Georgia, old school Vanderbilt.
That's right.
New school Vanderbilt, Utah State.
Yeah.
Much tougher schedule for Ty Simpson.
100%.
254 for Ty, 278 for Joe. 226 for Ty. The breakout game for Joe Burrow, 471 on the road at Texas. But Ty barely played against La Monroe in that 226. 382 against Wisconsin, 373 Northwestern State. I'm sure Joe came out in the fourth quarter. 276 on the road at Georgia, 398 Vandy, and then 340 versus New School Vandy, 344 versus Utah State. Not there yet, but I think Ty Simpson is doing a little Joe Burrow type play in Tuscaloosa.
Look, I think he's the best quarterback right now in the SEC.
Joe Burrow was too.
I said 2 weeks ago that if I was inviting Heisman finalists, he would be in New York. I think
Burrow
he would
was
be there.
too.
Yeah, he
Yes.
was. I thought when I think you look at Tim Tebow, he was right up there.
Johnny Manziel, yeah.
But I find it hard to believe where we are right now. As good as Ty is playing, that we're going to look back and say, man, that's one of the 5 greatest seasons we've ever seen in college football.
So he's got a chance to keep up with him this week. So game number 6, you went through 5 games for each. Game number 6 was Florida at home for Joe Burrow. 293 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now, if Simpson does that Saturday, I like Alabama's chances, 293 and 3 touchdowns. After that, Simpson's going to have to get on his horse, my man, because here's what Burrow did the rest of the year after that.
I think there was a bad game against Auburn in there, isn't there?
I mean,
that was his worst game, I thought. I thought Burrow's worst game was against Auburn.
He threw for 321 and a touchdown and a pick. I mean, 321 is a lot of passing
One
yards.
touchdown, one pick
That's bad for
Joe
Burrow. Yeah, I would agree. So here's the rest of his slate after game 5. 327, 4 touchdowns. 321 against Auburn, a touchdown and a pick. 393 at Alabama, 3 touchdowns. 489 at Ole Miss.
Is what Ryan Grubb, the offensive coordinator, is going to tell you here. This is cut 5. He gets asked about Ty Simpson, who, when we were interviewing him postgame, was beating himself up a little bit by the way he had played in the win over Vanderbilt. He thought the game should have been a lot less competitive if he had played better. Here's Ryan Grubb on just how critical his quarterback is of his self-evaluation.
Ty obviously had another strong performance, but afterwards he kind of took ownership of not only the interception, but the 4 sacks. Just what's that say about him and his leadership?
He's growing. He's grown into his role, and it was good, to hear him take ownership right after the game too, because there was certainly some things we left out there on the field. I thought Ty made some incredible off-schedule plays, but just got to make the easy ones too. So take care of the football is a big part of what we do. And I thought there was a couple plays he obviously put the ball in jeopardy, and we just got to avoid those and eliminate them.
Yeah, but another thing he's got to do is handle the praise. Go ahead, Brownie. We'll get to cut 6. Were you about to say?
I was just going to say real quick, I think things are going to, first of all, I think they're going to slow down because he's playing more and more football. But I think second, and I think more importantly, and just going to Ryan Grubb, Jam Miller, back with his presence, I think you're going to get more of a balanced offense, which is going to take a lot of pressure off Ty.
Yeah, and keep in mind on the Joe Burrow-Ty Simpson comparison, that was Joe Burrow's Heisman year, and it wasn't Joe Burrow's first year as the starter, which was the year before that. Those numbers probably not even as close as what.
So when you saw the flash of excellence the year before.
Yeah, well, the one interception where he got clocked and came back and won the game in the bowl games where I bought into.
That's where it flipped on him, yeah. I mean, his teammates say that's where it flipped.
Ty Simpson's got to handle the praise. Here's his OC Ryan Grubb yesterday.
Just, quarterback in general should be, deflect, take all the praise away and, take all the blame. And I think Ty's doing a good job of that. And he's a humble guy, when you talk to him, and he understands all the improvement. Because I think what Ty sees, which is really encouraging, is that I don't even know what he threw, 300 and some yards, whatever he threw for. He can come into a meeting room and accept, and have an open mind to all the things that he could have done better, and really focus more on his process and what it's going to take to play his best game, because every week we're going to play really good opponents. So he knows he's just got to keep building that armor and understand how to, make himself a little less vulnerable in a few of those situations, and then capitalize on some of the, unbelievable plays he makes out of the pocket, when he's off schedule. So I think Ty is, he just grows every single week, practice, games, all that, just like any quarterback that's starting out. So I think, sky's the limit for him.
I mean, even the interception he threw, let's be fair to him, it was 4th and 1. I mean, you've got to throw the football. You've got no other choice there. Unless you see a run lane where you could pull it down and run.
You are going to turn the football over on downs right there.
Either way, it's a turnover.
Now, going back to Athens,
being like a good punt.
Athens, he did throw an interception that was dropped.
That's true. That's a good point. So the only one that has registered against him, I mean, to be fair to him, you either have to force it in there, which you tried to do, or you see a run lane and you can run for it. And I'm going to guess when he scanned it, he didn't really see an opportunity to run because it's 4th and 1. Yeah. If he could have run, he'd have done it.
I don't have the high 22, but I think what Ryan Grubb would tell you is
Horton,
that real quickly there was probably somebody else open than the person he tried to choose it to.
On the initial replays, it looked like Horton was the better of the two options, but even he was covered. Now, I didn't see the full right. That was all left side of the field. I didn't see the right side of the field.
Yeah. So that's a little Ty Simpson, Alabama on the road at Missouri. Missouri, last time they beat Alabama.
Oof.
Real quick, according to Royal Payne, Aaron Murray on his video work said the tight end ran the wrong route, and that's what screwed up the play on the interception, just to be fair there. And Aaron, I trust on this.
I am going to go back to the 70s.
The last what now?
Last time Missouri beat Alabama.
Wasn't there a bowl game, a Liberty Bowl or something like that?
Nope.
Okay.
LT's right. 1975. It may have been the season opener or week 2 where Missouri beat Alabama. Massive win. Check 1975's final AP poll, Brownie.
Okay.
Gary Pinkel, the coach now?
It wasn't.
I'm kidding.
But there was one time in the 80s, one time in the 70s, that the Big 8 finished 1, 2, and 3 in the AP poll.
That was a good conference, dude.
It was Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Missouri. It may have been 1975, the year they beat Alabama. Or maybe it was before that or after that. But there was one year that the final AP poll was Oklahoma or Nebraska, the other one in Missouri.
So this year it was Oklahoma, Nebraska, Colorado.
Okay. Was that 1, 2, 3?
No, 1, 9, 16.
Okay.
So, yeah, you've got the wrong year. So I'm having to kind of piece this together here. Alabama finished 3rd that year. Arizona State finished 2nd out of the WAC. That's pre-Pac-12 Arizona State. How about that?
Yeah.
Arizona State 12-0 out of the WAC, finished 2nd behind Oklahoma. Alabama was 3rd that year.
Got him a bid to the Pac-8 back then. Beginning of the Pac-10.
So. I guess we got to invite him.
That's the last time. 0-5 since then. 1-11 against Georgia. 1-2 against LSU. Missouri since they joined the SEC. Biggest win for Eli Drinkwitz so far.
Ooh, I'm going to have to pull
Ohio State bowl game. I know it was a bowl game, but
I discount that.
That's it.
Yeah, Ohio State was starting a guy at quarterback that was wearing number 22.
I know, but it still
he was wearing 22.
It still gave them 10 or 11 wins. They were in the top 10. Yeah. I'm just saying that's
got to have a better win
for that program. That's a big win. It was a New Year's 6 win.
It was a big win, and it was against the brand Ohio State. Yeah. But to Brown's point, there were some opt-outs.
Oh, there were. I remember we watched in that shitty Verbo that we had out in California.
I was wearing number 22 for Ohio State, the quarterback. That year they beat Tennessee at Faurot Field, and Tennessee was number 13. I just remember that it was 36-7. It was a complete beatdown, and that felt like a big win for them. So I would probably...
I lean Missouri wins this game. Where are you guys on this game?
I lean Missouri wins this game. And if they do, it's the biggest win in Eli Drinkwitz's time.
That is correct. Yeah. I would agree with that.
There's no doubt about that.
I am, again, opposite you guys on both these games. I think Georgia and Alabama win.
Well, do you want a scoop of vanilla too?
I mean, what? I'm picking the 2 favorites? Don't get Betty Crocker moist till we done with.
We go to the ballet when we come back. It's almost that time. Cooper Flagg looked pretty good in exhibition play in the ballet last night.
He's going to be fine.
Yeah, he's going to be okay down in Dallas. When we come back, one more interesting college football stat, injury report news, and a couple of big games this weekend with national championship implications and trash on the show that's being brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. They bring you the final hour of the show. Sterling, man, he does it right down there in Alabaster off of Highway 119. Look at those great pictures of food. Wouldn't you love a little comfort food today? That chicken is brined overnight, juicy down to the bone, the hand-cut chicken fingers, and so much more. It is delicious, and it's a great setting, too. Don't always rush through life and go through the to-go window and go to a tailgate. Take a moment to sit down and eat at Champy's. You'll love it. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster, and champy'schicken.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
All right, we'll get to some more football in just a second in trash. You brought it up earlier. I see everybody talking about the Cardinals coach Gannon apologizing to DeMarcado. I mean, he did push him. He did hit him.
I mean, hey, like he kind of pushed him.
Yeah, kind of pushed him.
I mean, we're in a different world now.
I think I think that's a little too much.
Yeah, I don't. But
I just can't imagine in pro sports you're having to do this.
Yeah.
If that happened in college, I totally see it. But
I mean, like, I don't know what the example would be. I mean, look, in today's world, you can't even raise your voice to an employee. Everybody gets so sensitive over everything. But he basically let down the entire organization. They have gone from 3-2 to now 2-3. That is something that can change the complexion of the season. People can lose their jobs because of that, and it was a complete idiotic move. And it's something that.
But do you think in that situation, him yelling and touching him that way helped that situation at all, or hurt that situation?
Oh, I don't think it hurt it. I mean,
you don't know how the other players in the locker room is going to react to that.
I think they probably felt the same way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, when we live in a society when you can't undress somebody for not doing their job, that's a problem, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm in the minority here.
Well,
we've gotten way too sensitive.
Undress is a very broad. I mean, it's a.
I mean, you have a lot at your disposal as a head coach. You can cut him. You can bench him. You can put him on the practice squad.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about immediate emotions when. Look, it wasn't even like after the game. He just knew how important that was. And, I mean, look, he came out and he did the apology. My one Cardinal fan, we talked about it this morning, and he didn't like the apology.
Yeah. It's a situation where you had things like the play that just popped up, not to get back to our first segment where all we were doing was watching TV, but you had bad snaps. There were other times that was an obvious – you got the game won situation if he just walks into the end zone. And I'm with you. I don't know why you continue. There's nothing cool about it. I'd rather you run through there, get there, spike, and do a cool dance.
Yeah.
I don't understand how just flipping the ball gently as I cross the goal line.
I heard Stafford talking about this yesterday, though, back to the Jim Gregg podcast, and he said, we tell all our guys every Friday, we watch situations from around the league that you don't want, and we tell all our guys, run through the logo. Through the logo.
Yeah. Can I just say this one in particular?
I thought he broke the plan.
I did too, and I think you'd never get the benefit of the doubt on that one. I think when the league goes to review it, they're like, nah, if he's going to drop it right there, we are calling. Because honest to goodness, I think that was a touchdown.
Yeah. He reached the ball out, and I don't think he had lost control of it until it broke the plane.
I agree. I just think you're never going to get the benefit of the doubt on that.
More of a touchdown to me than the Trevor Lawrence was last night.
Look, I mean, when it went to review, I was like, they're not going to overturn this. But if they would have called a touchdown, and I think much like that, you don't see the ball punched down on the goal line with quarterback or running back jumping over much. So I think kind of. That's one of the reasons they initially ruled it a fumble. And I think when you look back on it, to me, I thought it grazed the plane. I don't know what you guys thought. I wouldn't have overturned it.
By the way, in that situation, I thought he made the catch diving to the ground, the interception, and then the ground caused the fumble. That
like he never had control.
To a Titans touchdown. He either never had control or he was down by him making the interception.
Well, I mean, regardless, that is like the most like all the follies that took place in the fourth quarter. Like you can't explain how you lose a game like that. And I really think not that the Cardinals were a great team to begin with, but I think it sends them into a tailspin. And I think Gannon apologizing probably at the end of the season, they'll look at this and they'll be like, you know what? We can't have a coach have these meltdowns. Well, he's gone.
I think Gannon apologized because there was a rift in the locker room on this. This kid must be a pretty popular player or something like that.
Yeah,
we should have just cut him.
Well, I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah, but I mean, what about the center with the high snaps or a normal snap to a 5'5" quarterback?
Well, that's what I'd say.
That's true. Get a taller quarterback.
Yeah, give me a taller quarterback.
Yeah, like Coach Yale gave me this guy right here.
Chop said he threw away all his tiny Kyler gear.
Hey, have you told us about Michelson yet?
I have not. 205-969.
Look at the Cardinals loss brought to you by Michelson.
8100. That is the number you need to dial today. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jim Michelson, best in the business. I got the procedure done in 2003. Still 2015 vision, better than 2020. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
So Scott just sent us this story, and I'd just seen it on X as well, from Inside Carolina that covers the Carolina Tar Heels. You remember Hulu is doing a behind-the-scenes season-type deal that they're going to drop in the offseason. Well, they're not anymore. It has been shut down. Yeah. Carolina had done this in a collaboration with Hulu, and it is no longer moving forward. That's how bad it's gotten at Carolina that Belichick must have looked at this and said, we can't have this on Hulu.
I mean, who would watch it at this point?
I kind of would, just because of the train wreck nature of it now. I mean, I would be more likely to watch it with a disaster
than if they were 4-2.
Than Carolina winning the national championship.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, Steve Sarkisian here gets asked how so many people were wrong about Texas. Now, they've lost by a touchdown on the road at Ohio State, and they've lost in a relatively close game in Gainesville. But they're exactly where Lance thought they would be back in August. They're 3-2 going into the rivalry game with still all their goals out in front of them, though they didn't look the way they thought they were going to look. But here's Sark on that question.
Steve, you haven't led in either of your games against Power 4 teams, and I was just curious how so many people, including myself, could be wrong about your team, and how stunned are you?
I don't know if I'm stunned. I mean, take the other – how many teams are there in college football? 136? 36? Take the other 135 and have them go play at Ohio State and at the Swamp. See how they do.
He's not wrong about that, but that's just a wild question.
But how many other coaches are getting paid as much as you? How many other coaches have the resources?
Yeah.
How many coaches have the payroll that Texas has? It sounded like Ed Gein was asking the question.
This is a wild question. They're like, how could I be so wrong about your team?
John Mateer still doubtful for this game from the Oklahoma side.
You don't think he's starting?
Though he's trying to be ready.
Yeah, I want this to be his Walt Frazier moment.
Steve Sarkisian, Willis Reed, maybe?
Willis Reed,
yeah.
Was Walt Frazier the one that's got the men beard gray?
Just for men. Yeah.
Him and Keith Hernandez.
Yeah, and I think he probably has done a Hims commercial too. So, I mean, Mateer could have a Walt Frazier moment to get really excited about coming back. John Mateer doubtful, Michael Hawkins likely, but Steve Sarkisian says Texas will prepare as if John Mateer is the starter to be just in case. So I assume Mateer and Hawkins do a lot of the same thing.
Well, I mean, the point spread is Texas favored here. Oklahoma certainly looks like the better team, and it's a neutral site. To me, the point spread says Mateer's, they don't think Mateer's starting.
No, I don't think and if you're Ben Arbuckle and Brent Venables, you go to Michael Hawkins and you're like, man, they're preparing for the other guy because they're not scared of you at all.
That's
and
right.
You give him a little chip on his shoulder. This is going to be a defensive game. I mean, these are two outstanding defenses, the number 2 and number 5 scoring defenses right now in college football. I just believe Texas knows season is on the line. I'm going to be surprised if Texas loses this game.
Big get back for Indiana. They get D'Angelo Pons back, All-American, second-team All-American, All-Big Ten corner. Did not play last week. He's back for the Oregon game, Indiana at Oregon. No more doubting little Indiana if they win this one.
Little Indiana.
Indiana under Kirk Cignetti has done everything except beat an elite team. And this is their opportunity to go on the road and to beat an elite team. And look, their defense right now, talk about 2 top 5 scoring defense. They got the number 3 scoring defense right now in college football, giving up less than 10 points per game. We know about Mendoza. It's an offense that averages almost 48 points per game. I just don't know about going into Autzen. Talking to Brock Heward on Unlocked yesterday, he said west of the Mississippi, there are 3 places you don't want to play when it's a amped up atmosphere. Husky Stadium, shaky camera, we know.
That's right.
Rice Eccles, which I think is underrated in Salt Lake, and he said Autzen. He said Autzen is absolutely nuts. He's a guy that started games there before. And I think, Dan Lanning cannot let Indiana come in and beat him.
Hey,
he can't, but this is a really fun game this week.
Oh, I agree.
I don't know if Brooks did the deep dive, but he asked the question aloud yesterday after the show. Is this the first top 10 matchup CBS has gotten since they left the SEC? And I think it is.
Oh, it's a great matchup.
Yeah, Brooks, did you do the homework on that?
I have not fully looked into that yet.
But I think you're right.
Based off memory, it probably would be.
I mean, they used to have them left and right in the SEC
every week.
Yeah.
It's still probably the worst deal in television sports history to not pay the SEC money and to leave and buy into what they bought into at the Big Ten. All right, that gets us to trash today. Brought to you in part by our friends at Gutter Cap. Tell us about Gutter Cap, LT.
Call our man C-Stu. Get that absolutely free estimate. One thing you don't want to do after a long week of work is the dangerous, dirty job that is cleaning the gutters out. Cap it, don't snap it. 205-823-2212. Gutter Cap is a patented aluminum cover system. It fits over most existing gutters. It will allow only water in the gutter. Keep all the other debris out. Keep the gutters clean and free-flowing. The answer is Gutter Cap. Cap it, don't snap it. 205-823-2212 or guttercapbirmingham.com.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light. Quick reminder, 11 to 2, Sky Bar in Auburn. This Friday, we will be broadcasting live with Adams and Bud Light. We start first. I think this guy probably should have gotten more time for this, but a French influencer has been sentenced to 12 months in prison after authorities arrested him for stabbing unsuspected bystanders with empty needles as part of a, quote, prank for social media. Like, if I'm on the jury and somebody shoots him in the head and kills him, I got no problem with this.
Yeah, I mean, there is no telling what is on that needle. I mean,
well, it's nothing, but you don't know that.
Well, I don't know that. And he doesn't know that either.
Has he reused it?
Yeah, I mean,
did he stick one guy and then go to the next person and stick the next guy?
There's a reason that they are so thorough when you're getting a shot at the doctor's office cleaning the tip of that needle.
Yeah, and I don't care. By the way, it hurts. I don't care if it's.
Yeah,
I don't care.
He should have gotten his ass.
I know.
whipped.
He's lucky somebody didn't put a bullet in him, to be honest with
This
you.
happened in France, and that's the only reason
that's
why
right.
this prank could happen.
Do this in the deep south or Texas. Yeah, and you end up with some lead in you.
Go in the Floribama and try this.
Yeah, try this in the Floribama. You do not leave
So
alive.
this is 27-year-old French TikToker Amin Mohita. He's facing backlash and time behind bars for a, quote, prank he pulled on strangers back in June in which he would stab them with empty needles. After being made aware of the prank, French authorities arrested the TikToker, putting him in a pretrial detention for 2 months before his sentencing on October 3rd, 2025. So he has been sentenced to 12 months in prison. However, 6 of those are suspended, meaning he may not have to serve them if he complies with certain conditions laid out by the judge. You know what I would do?
Yeah.
If you get disbarred as an attorney, you lose your medical license, he would never be on TikTok again.
Yeah, no, he should be serving longer than that.
We've gotten hit with that punishment for much less.
That's true.
I'm with Scott in the chat. He says island material.
No, that is
close.
island material.
Close,
No,
yeah.
100% I put him on the island.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, look, he's wearing flip-flops with a trench coat. This guy brings nothing to society.
That is correct.
As most of social media.
Let Jonathan Gannon get on his ass. Don't apologize.
Well, by the way, what were they doing on the?
Hey, if this guy
what were they
trips
doing
over
on the
this,
blanket right there?
if he trips right there, all his teeth are gone.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody in the chat, Nick, he brings it up. He says it looks like in that one video he stopped some fun.
He did. Yeah. No, that one on the blanket, I think I
don't know what second base is in the cricket world, but they were at second base in American baseball.
Oh, and by the way, third base coach was saying, "Come on."
No, what is he charged with? Seriously, I mean, look,
In the
I know
US?
in France that I guess
Yeah.
they like their blades over there, but if somebody pulls out a blade and puts it right in his sternum and ends up stabbing and killing him.
No problem at all.
Yeah, if I'm on the
Yeah, I
jury,
mean, I don't have a problem.
If I'm on the jury, I'm self-defense. I didn't know what
I mean,
the guy
that's
was
Old
doing.
Testament.
Yeah, eye for an eye. There's no doubt.
What an idiot. Okay, an East St. Louis man is facing multiple charges after he allegedly robbed a Dave's Hot Chicken in Missouri over the weekend. According to the probable cause statement, Lassane Whitley entered the restaurant Saturday, October 4th with an armed pistol. At the time of the incident, happening around midnight, the probable cause statement says that Whitley was wearing a ski mask, entered the manager's office. Quote, he enters the manager's office, tries to take a bank bag containing cash from the manager by force and shoving a pistol into his side, which led to a struggle. The defendant succeeds and escapes with a bag. By the way, if I'm this manager, hey, look, here's a bag, man. There ain't no struggle.
Yep, you going, buddy.
What did he look like? Well, he looked like he had, like if you put mustard on a hot dog on his underwear.
I mean, by the way, not that criminals are smart to begin with, but in the world we're living in, if you're going to rob somebody in a ski mask, you don't put it on right before you go in because there are cameras everywhere.
Well, how do
all
you
we got to do is go one block back and
how
there
do
you go.
you think they got him? His stupid underwear, true religion
Well, of
underwear that
course.
were hanging out.
Yeah, and then all we got to do is go find another camera before the idiot put the mask on.
That's how they found him, though,
Yeah.
was the underwear. According to authorities, he's been charged with the following offenses: first-degree robbery, armed criminal action, receiving stolen property, fourth-degree assault. He remains in custody.
You got to wear a belt if you're going to commit crime.
I agree. That is a great lesson right there.
Get better underwear.
Pull your pants up.
Man, this next story
always
is
change your underwear,
Why'd
too.
you take your pants off?
Absolutely insane. This man arrested for taking a shit on a dead possum on a street during rush hour traffic.
Now, is that illegal technically? I did not know that.
Police report obtained described the scene of the crime in graphic detail. According to the report, Florida man was, quote, observed defecating on a deceased possum with his pants lowered and his anal region exposed.
Anal region.
Police actually witnessed 45-year-old man while he was taking a dump on the dead marsupial. Now, the report also stated he did this during rush hour traffic and in plain sight for everyone to see. Would you rather have this guy bite you or have one of those needles poked in you from the Frenchman?
Oh, man, that's tough.
I think I'd choose the possum.
Yeah, I think I would take the possum, too.
Hidden option 3.
At least possums don't have rabies. They're
Now,
immune.
after being...
Oh, really? I did not know that.
That's hard to believe, man, because they're aggressive.
They got everything. Yeah.
Now, after being detained and read his rights, the man then denied ever taking a crap on the dead possum. He even told the cop that he, quote, doesn't see straight. The officer was forced to do some real investigative work to make sure his vision was correct. He went and observed the dead creature for himself. The report states, quote, physical evidence was viewed at the scene, which corroborates the allegations. This guy was charged with misdemeanor of exposure of sexual organs and booked into jail on a $150 bond.
That nose been broken before. So basically, let me just ask this. Dunaway's greatest fear, it's why he doesn't pee on the golf course, is there could be a Girl Scout troop hiking in the woods next to the golf course.
I didn't say I didn't do it.
Oh,
I don't comfortably do it.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm always
Understand.
nervous.
So is that the same crime? Like if somebody walks up on me and I'm taking a whiz in the woods on the golf course, I've exposed a sexual organ?
Well, in your case, no. But in my case, yes.
I did walk right into that one. I left that wide open, yes.
I mean, I guess. I guess it depends on who's walking by.
Hey, if you've got a good attorney, I think you're okay.
You think Spina could get me on?
But I mean, it is.
He's got more time on his hands now.
Yeah, with Spina, it'd be like, look at this man.
Yeah.
They were 50 yards away.
Yeah.
There's no way they could see that 50 yards away.
I could hear Spina's line. Your Honor, if they could see it from there, they ought to send his wife a congratulatory note. I mean, that's something like Spina would say.
Now, I don't know how far $14,000 goes
where do I
over
live?
in China.
Yeah.
But not
It's about
far
a
enough
half
to do
of
this.
SEC football.
So a man from central China has won a 70-day wilderness challenge after surviving off rats, insects, and wild plants in one of the country's most grueling outdoor competitions.
Buddy, he aged about 30 years.
That's not the same guy.
That is
not the same guy.
That is the same guy.
He lost how many pounds?
33, I believe.
Oh,
the
my
article said.
gosh.
Now, the Seven Stars Mountain Cup Extreme Wilderness Survival Challenge, that's a mouthful.
Yeah. And he lost his pigmentation.
Everything.
It ended on September 22nd after 70 days and 69 nights. 100 contestants from across China were dropped into a remote mountain region armed with only a knife and a bamboo pole, no food, no tents, and no outside help.
This guy stole the other guy's identity. That other guy's dead in the woods. This guy's
right.
come out of the woods and is assuming his life.
Viral event live streamed across mainland Chinese social media platforms, drawing millions of viewers as participants build shelters, hunt, and try to stay alive. Organized by a local tourism company and outdoor clubs, challenge tested competitors on shelter building, water purification, and food sourcing.
A lot more interesting than the needle guy in France.
Conditions brutal. Temperatures plunged below 10 degrees Celsius at night. Rain was frequent. Snakes, wild animals roamed freely. Each contestant who lasted 30 days earned around $940.
That ain't worth it.
No. By the final stretch, just 10 remained, given 200 grams of salt in a single stainless steel bowl to fight for the roughly $14,000 grand prize. This is 33-year-old Yang Dongdong. Was crowned the last survivor.
Boy, I change my last name no matter what.
Yeah,
I don't care how proud my
it
family
really
is.
is Dong Dong,
yeah,
too.
I change it no matter what.
Do you guys want to guess what this guy does for a living? It's maybe the most interesting combination I've ever seen of a profession.
He was able to get 70 days of vacation.
Yeah.
So not a whole lot.
I think he is a Chinese banker and a sports apparel salesperson.
All right.
Hey, if there was an Asian Benicio del Toro, is he on the right?
Yeah, that is perfect.
yes.
That's spot on.
Yeah. No way it's the same guy.
Yeah, it can't be.
Okay, so this guy is a beekeeper and part owner of a wedding planning business.
Oh.
Yang said
Dong
his
Dong's wedding planning. Yes.
survival skills came from his grandfather who taught him hunting and trap making as a kid.
Welcome to the honey hole.
Yang built his own shelter out of bamboo, vines, dry grass. He crafted baskets to catch fish, crabs, even fashioned ropes from his clothing. At one point, he resorted to eating rats and insects to survive. He did lose 33 pounds, but remains in good health, according to the post-competition checkup.
Julie, who's planning your wedding? Dong-dongs. Really? That's supposed to be the wedding night.
Yeah, but don't eat the chicken.
No, I mean, he really went from Michael Spisto to Benicio del Toro in 70 days.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And remember, this bunch of fun's coming to Auburn 11 to 2 on Friday. We'll be at Sky Bar. Looking forward to talking about the weekend of Georgia and Auburn. And with all of you that'll be there, come hang out with us. We'll have some prizes and some merch for you and a lot of free Bud Light, or at least some discounted Bud Lights for you at Sky Bar, right?
Oh, yeah. 11 to 2, Sky Bar getting ready for Georgia, Auburn. Come join us. Can't wait. Our first full show on campus or right off of campus. Looking forward to that this Friday.
Historic. And we look forward to being there on Friday. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. But don't forget, you can go get Unlocked. It's available for you now. Brock Hewitt and Lance Taylor breaking down all the football, both the pros and the colleges. New Bama and Bourbon coming your way. Aaron Suttles and Lance Taylor talking about the Crimson Tide coming off their big home win over nationally ranked Vandy. Another ranked opponent, the third in a row on the road at Missouri this week. What does Aaron have to say about that? LT will get to the bottom of that. And Bama and Bourbon coming up. All on our platforms. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.